That's not the one.
Pikachu?
That's not the one either.
Pikachu.
I guess that could be the one. And this one. No, that's not the one either.
This one. No, that's not the one either.
Well, it kind of suits you with the costume. I have to say.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
There we go. This is the Friday night song, right? It's Friday night. We've made it. We're here. Hey, there's a chance. There's a slight chance. Wait a minute. Who are we? Look at that.
That's El Fuerte from Street Fighter 4.
Well,
El Fuerte.
Nacho. Hey, there's a chance you might have a rough weekend, but guess what? You made it this far. That means you made it to the weekend. You made it to the podcast. You made it to the best place to end and start your weekend. Nintopics Podcast, and it's time to celebrate that we're here. Let's talk video games. Donkey Kong.
Chancho,
Kong.
when you are a man, sometimes you will talk about Nintendo Switch 2 on a Friday night. It's just for fun.
It's just.
Just for fun. Just for the fun. Yahoo! All right. Thank you for coming to the Nintopics Podcast. We are here live one more Friday night. The first Friday in November. And it's
Yes.
the first day in November, right? I guess we're kicking off November as well, right? You're kicking off November with the Nintopics Podcast. And it's amazing after having a crazy October. No one could have predicted what happened in October. And the fun continued even up till the day before yesterday. And today we're gonna go all over that. But before that, I need to introduce the all-star cast. All right, the people who make everything happen here at the Nintopics Podcast. The best crew ever assembled, better than the Avengers. I would say similar to the Power Rangers because we have one here, and so, and then we have a lucha person. We have. I think this is Zelda's favorite auntie. I mean, her favorite auntie, the one that puts her to sleep every single night, who reads stories to her and stuff. And she was a little baby, little itty bitty baby.
Brushes her hair and everything.
Her hair, don't you be my hair? And then we have Zelda herself.
Well, she did brush my hair, by the way.
So, first up, let's go over to the Power Ranger. Paul Gale / Tommy Hilfiger, is it?
Hilfiger, Tommy Oliver.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Close enough, Mike. Close enough.
Glowing
Oh.
green.
Nice.
I'm sure the speaker loves that. But it's Morphin time! Dragonzord!
That's so cool.
We need Dragonzord power now!
Got all the gadgets and everything.
Right?
I got a green light ready, got my Morpher ready. I went trick-or-treating with my kids last night. This was my outfit, super easy.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And this is how I
What is
taught
the
all
hoodie?
my classes this week, too. Which is
What is the hoodie?
Oh, yeah. So, hoodie's pretty cool. So you combine the hoodie with the lightsaber, and then I could be like a Jedi,
Ranger?
Jedi Ranger.
A Jedi Ranger. the green.
Joycey's internet went down.
Oh, no.
No.
I know.
No,
Your
Joycey.
internet went out.
Hopefully.
I think she's using data to send messages on the chat
Okay.
and the Discord.
All right. Well, we'll be here, Joycey, when you get back. Hopefully everything is resolved very, very soon. With that, let me go take it over to Nacho. Hey, Nacho.
Oh, Lily's gone too.
Lily's gone. All right, Nacho. Let us know, Nacho. How are you?
It's Ignacio, first of all.
Ignacio.
Right? That's his name, right? Ignacio?
I don't know. I don't
think
remember.
So. Hey,
Sorry about
Zelda's
that.
back.
No worries.
Yeah, I I'm using the gloves and I
Mhm.
press the button on the mouse that takes you back.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
No worries. So Nacho, Ignacio, how have you been this week?
I've been good. Just wrestling for the orphans.
Okay.
Gotta put food on
Wait, wrestling the orphans?
on the table. No,
Oh,
for
food
the
on the
orphans,
table?
not the orphan. I'm not wrestling the orphans. I'm wrestling for.
That
That's a
would've
completely different movie. But no, it's been a good week. Been a busy day.
Mhm.
Yeah, I literally up until I don't know 15 minutes before the podcast, I've been
Mhm.
working since I got up. Picked up a new camera lens this morning, so
Nice.
that way I can actually not have the camera like 15 feet from me. And yeah, I am glad to be here, and have not really had a chance to game too much this week. I'm trying to think if I even got a game of Fall Guys in. I think no gaming this week. I don't know what's
Hey,
going
no
on.
Among Us?
We're getting older.
We're getting
That's
old.
what's going on.
And let me take it over to is Joycey with us still?
I think so. I think I'm
I
back.
can hear you.
Like-
Zelda's favorite auntie.
Yeah, that was wild. Like my modem just like went all red, and I'm like, "What is happening?" Everything's been fine all day. I'm Joycey J. I finished Echoes of Wisdom a couple of weeks ago.
Yay! Welcome to the crew who has finished. Echoes of
And in
Wisdom.
typical, no spoilers. I know this isn't our spoiler cast, but I will say, on typical Zelda fashion, I cried at the end. And yeah, and I'm like, but come on, man. That was, but you know, just like most Zelda games, you lose something, but you always get something just as good back. Let's see here. I played Splatoon with one of my good buddies last weekend because it was Splatoween. One of the things I will say real quick about Splatoon 3 that I'm really appreciating is that even though they're done with the updates, we're not getting more new gear or weapons or anything. We are. They're still going to be doing different challenges, and I don't think they're doing Splatfest, but they're going to do something similar, or the rumblings I've heard. So it's still going to be fun to play until Splatoon 4. And I did start a new game this week or last week. I started a new game. It's called Eternites.
Internet?
Internet.
I've been playing the internet. It's called Eternites. I'll get a picture of it and put it in our Discord. But it's very interesting. It's RPG meets visual novel meets I don't know. Look, y'all just go look that up. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all go look that up and y'all go play that. I'm totally enjoying it. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me there.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking up at Eternite. They keep coming internet. I'm like, what? That's not it. Not internet.
It's ETERN. IGHT. There we go.
All right. Oh, Eternite. Okay.
Yeah.
Eternite. Oh, okay. I see it.
It looks like an album cover, but there's a reason for that. So, yeah.
Ooh.
It looks good.
I like it. So, y'all go check that out. Like, you can, of course, there's plenty of reviews and everything. One of my, and I'll hush after this, but one of my big reasons for wanting them to really update the eShop is because I'm one of those people, I enjoy scrolling on Amazon and buying things I totally don't need. So I can do that with games. So you make a really good scrollable eShop with all kind of fun games, and I'll find a gem or so. Oh, and one more update. I'm sorry, I'm not on camera, guys. I'm just not camera ready. It has been a very rough day at work. But my Twilight Princess manga came in. It is still in the plastic. It is still in the box. I kind of don't want to touch it, but I am going to eventually get them all read. I'm just not in a space for that right now, but I will be reading them. And shout out to Lilly, because I did use your affiliate link.
Oh,
So yes. But Lilly does have an unboxing video on her channel. So if you do want to see what it looks like, I'm sure mine is exactly the same. but I haven't taken it out. I don't want to even take it out the plastic. It's just sitting there really pretty on my bookshelf.
Part of me could see that you end up buying a whole second one, Joycey, for that purpose.
just to read it.
Get out of my head, Paul.
I knew you were thinking it. Do I really need to keep one sealed and one open? I kind of don't, but I kind of do.
Yeah, because it ruins the aesthetic, like kind of when you open it, and I want it to look pretty on the shelf. But again, next year I will be moving, even if I have to go to another apartment, because I'm really trying to hunker down and get a house, and things might be looking good in the housing market next year. So all that. And I'm going to actually make sure I have a full game room separate from my office so I can put all this stuff on display. Because I have stuff in my closet, I have stuff in my room, I have some stuff on the bookshelf. And I'm like, no, I need a gaming space for all this amazing stuff. And I will show you guys all that. So hopefully one day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What's up with Ignacio's face? Is it Ignacio's or
Ignacio?
What's the
Yeah, Ignacio.
You're like that, like all scared.
Apparently, my resting face just has scared eyes.
You're like that, like.
Well, I think the worst part too is if I smile, you can't see my lips at all, so you just see teeth.
Just a teeth.
This is a normal smile.
You look like a Roblox head.
Oh my god!
They just say my parents got this in Mexico, so this is an authentic Nacho Libre mask.
Wow.
Viva la Mexico.
All right, let me take it over. Speaking of Mexico, let me take it to the authentic Mexican, Lilly Hyrule. But right now she's from Hyrule. She's Zelda. How you doing, Lilly?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the welcome, and for everybody for being here. You made it to Friday. Honestly, it has been a very, very super mega busy week at work, and it's going to be like that probably until the end of the year. Yeah. The good news is that I already got my vacations approved for December, and I'm actually traveling back to Mexico. Yay! Very excited for that. Also, of course, we're dressed today because we know it's November, but yesterday was Halloween, so we wanted to do something special for you guys. And in terms of gaming, I haven't really gamed that much. I guess only Echoes of Wisdom and a few other games. I just recently renewed my Nintendo Switch Online because I was listening to the Nintendo Music app, and then I got kicked out saying that my NSO wasn't on, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to renew it. But anyways, that was my good reminder, so I kind of renew and everything. I've been using the app since yesterday. Yeah. And it has been so cool, honestly. It has been amazing. Also, tomorrow is Dia de Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. So that is a Mexican holiday for us. So tomorrow, no, I'm not going to be painted with Dia de Muertos or something like that, but yeah. And it has been a little bit more into the work side of things, things at home, a lot of personal things going. My car is finally at the repair shop, so I'm very glad that's gonna happen soon. Yeah, it took me quite a while because it's a very delicate piece that they need to install in the car, so it's gonna take like 4 business days for them to fix them. So, but at least it's already there. Yeah. You
said business days. I'm just picturing them shipping the car.
Yeah, the thing is that they don't open on the weekends for some. Well, they're off on the weekend, so they started working on it today, but they have to renew they're gonna continue on Monday.
Okay.
So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If everything goes well, Wednesday I'll have my car again. But yeah, it has been more than a month like that. But good thing, everything is working.
Progress. Yeah. That is what matters. That's good. That's awesome.
Progress, yes.
So happy.
And yeah.
All right. So, well, with me, I am on the same boat, gaming wise, very light to almost none. I do have a review copy that I can't talk about. I did play for a little bit. And
wait, for what? You played what?
A review copy that I have that I really can't really mention.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. It's good. It's my first time playing it because it used to be on another platform that I couldn't play on because of the little screen. I'm playing it now. It's pretty fun, and I'll have my I'll have my thoughts on it in about 6 days.
Woo!
And so after that, that's all. Oh, I have something that I want to bring up now really fast and to the point. That way we can continue with the rest of the podcast and have fun. A lot of fun. Little update. My eyesight is not doing well. Not doing great. I just found out that this eyeball is gone, not coming back. I thought they could fix it after I lost it, but no, can't. This one is doing pretty weak because it's the only one. I did wear a patch for a while. I wear it sometimes just so that it could rest. I have to put it on this eye, so just so that I could kind of rest this eye because this eye sees kind of a blanket of blur. And so when I'm looking at one thing, my sight kind of mixes it together, and it's like blur, clear, and then kind of meshes it out, causes headaches, migraines, a whole bunch of stuff, even vertigo. So I am planning on doing something with my content that will allow me to continue YouTube without hurting it, because one of my doctor's recommendations was to stop. I said, no, this is the one thing that brings me joy, and so I can go ahead and show you guys what I have planned. It's gonna be different. What I'm gonna do is instead of doing edited videos, one video, I'm gonna do a live stream per day. So it's gonna be a live news show per day, which I don't have to edit. Around the same time that I normally do my news videos. It's gonna be an hour long, and so from that I can just clip certain parts and release a video of a more condensed video towards the at the end of the day, let's say that the show is at 12 noon, then I could release the other video like at 5 p.m. of the same content. So it's just one show and then edit it down of the same show for those who don't want to stay through the whole hour. And with that, I want to show you guys something really quick here that has to do with that. I've been working very hard with that, and here is the first image. If you guys could look at the little corner, the little logo in the corner of the screen. You guys see it?
Yep.
Nintendo Live Report is the show.
There we go.
It's called Nintendo Live Report. It's going to be Monday through Friday at 12 noon to 1. I'm thinking something either 12 noon to 1 or 12:30 to 1:30 in the daytime, and then I'll do clips. I'll just clip something, and then because you can actually do it from the app. You can actually take a live stream and clip a segment and then upload it as a new video. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, just so that I can kind of rest. This is our screen.
Cool.
I love the link.
Nice.
That's
Really nice.
Right. And of course, because it's live, we're going to have also another one here. And we also have our own special theme music for the Nintendo Live News. I think this is it. Let me see if I can play it. That is not it. I think this is it.
Ah.
It's like a Mario version of Nintendo of a news channel.
Upbeat, fun.
Right. So that's the plan for the channel. If anything changes with my eyesight, then I will hopefully I can go back to doing my regular edited videos. But for now, that's what we're planning on doing. I'm gonna leave that in the background. So that's what I'm planning on doing for the channel as an update, just so that I can kind of take a little break for a couple of months, do some live streams, and then continue YouTube without quitting one bit. So yeah, never give up. Journey on. Bye guys. Thank you for So that's the update. That's the update. All right. Now that we're out with that, let's see here. Anybody has some anything they want to share for the what do we call this segment again? I forgot. It's the rapid fire. Yeah, rapid
news.
fire. Yeah.
For the rapid fire news, well, I guess I do want to share something with my Zelda community that we did last week. Some of the Zelda tours out there. So there is this situation where we see Zelda on every poster and everywhere promoted with her hood down.
Yeah.
Right? But you can't really play as hoodless Zelda on the game. Like, you are capable of doing it. Yes, you can do it, but only when you are on the... Well, there's a certain segment where you need to take the hood off so to reveal that you're Zelda, right? And basically, we have been, asking for that politely to Grezzo, because we kind of gave out ideas and stuff like that. So we wanted to do the movement on Twitter. It went well. It went viral. Well, not viral, but trending. I'm sorry. And it was really nice. It was actually a lot of fun. I know that we had we were kind of hoping that people were going to be like, yeah, but there are major things on the game. We do understand that, but the reason why we don't want to do it that way, that's the movement. The reason why we didn't want it to do it that way is we didn't want it to sound like demanding or not be respectful. It's more like, hey, Grezzo, like, could you help us with this? Like, we love the game. It will be super nice if we can play as hoodless Zelda instead, right? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of the Zelda community kind of, joined the movement, and I think it was very, very nice. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to share. We're just waiting for Grezzo to see if they reply back. Also, a lot of other outlets cover this for us. So Nintendo Live, Zelda Universe, Zelda Dungeon, and other big YouTube channels also cover this. So I think it was very nice for the Zelda community to unite for something like this, because we do have something very similar in Tears of the Kingdom. You can get a style for you to have the hood down, the Hylian hood. That one also, you have an option there. So Nintendo worked on that. So there's a bunch of memes, and we thought it was, again, a very fun moment for us to do. Yeah.
I can't help it. She's just cute.
Also, the reason why we kind of started this, or the reason why the Red Pirate, actually, he's the one leading everything. The reason why we started this is because it is playable in the game, but only for 2 minutes. So it's already developed. It's already rendered. It's pausable. And all the promotion posters and everything, that's the way that we should be using that outfit, but we can't really use it. Only in that particular place, or that particular part of the story for only 2 minutes. And that's it. Yeah. It was very nice.
It's awesome. It is awesome. I like how the community comes together to share this and to... I think it could happen. I mean, and the thing is, what I love about this is that it is like it's not a protest. It's like a really friendly request, and everyone is being so nice with their with their words. Just kind of first telling Team Grezzo, you did an amazing job. We love this game. We humbly ask you to if you can give us this, it'll be awesome. It's nice, right? So kudos to all the Zelda community. Thank you so much, Lilly, for bringing it up. That is an awesome thing. Hopefully that comes to pass, and we get hoodless Zelda. All right. Anybody else want to share anything and that they've heard? Maybe something really interesting that they heard this week that they want to share for this rapid fire.
I heard that. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Good.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say I heard that Nintendo dropped a music app.
Oh yeah.
That's literally all I was gonna say.
Yeah, Paul.
That's a good segue into mine. Mine would take longer, but I'm going to give the quick version of it. So for the longer version, if you want, check it out on X. But I compiled a list of about 24 cool, fun things that Nintendo released, dropped, announced, and other ways participated in providing fun in the last Nintendo 64 days. Very conveniently, from August 27th with Indie World and the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase the beginning of this Nintendo 64-day period until October 30th, ending with Nintendo Music. There are nearly 24 different games, announcements, from Museum to F-Zero coming out to Shadow Man and Banjo-Tooie and Lego Deco Tree and MEO and Alarmo and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, when you really look back at those Nintendo 64 days, was just a hair over 2 months, even without a Nintendo Switch successor announcement. It really is a whole lot to look at and to constantly be getting little doses of happiness from. So I feel it during the live as it's happening. I appreciate it because I remember days and years of what is a true drought like when you're being a journalist covering video games, or when you're being a gamer who's looking forward to new games, and we are not in that time period at all. We are eating good. But really, sometimes you wait till it's past, and then you're like, well, how much did Xbox do during those last Nintendo 64 days, or PlayStation, or any company? And it's nothing compares to this. So if you really want to look back at like just what it was like, look back and honestly tell yourself, man, we've got nothing. No, come on. It was good. We've been eaten. And Nintendo has diversified so much that it's more than just game announcements. It's Orlando Park announcement. It's Lego. It's everything, you know. So anyways, that's just my little boost of encouragement of like.
Yeah, and I think it's a good segue because this is our next topic right here. This is our topic. I'm not covering anybody's face, right? We're all good. Okay, cool. So this is our next topic. Nintendo's Crazy October. It's what we're calling an X Direct, right? We were expecting this. Nobody was expecting this. Yeah, X Direct. Nintendo made quite a few announcements that nobody was expecting. They literally launched a brand new hardware and released in that single little period of time. By the way, I'm so upset and it's still in my box. I refuse to open it. If I do, I will do an angry unboxing video. So it's in the box. I haven't opened it. So we are here, online playtest program. Then we have of course, then we were followed by, was it Alarmo first, right? Alarmo was first, or was it the playtest program first? Playtest program. Alarmo.
I feel like it was Alarmo first.
Alarmo?
Yeah, and then
Alarmo
very
was
soon
October
after.
9th, and playtest was October 23rd.
Okay, so we got Alarmo first, and then we got the playtest. Excuse me. Animal Crossing was done before. They just basically kind of dropped the app in October. Then we got Banjo-Tooie. Then we got Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm not gonna say 10 and anger the fans again. And then we got the Nintendo Music app, which Nintendo decided to advertise the entire Halloween throughout the entire Halloween day the day before. So yeah, it's been I'm putting a little present there because until now, Nintendo does have a meeting with their shareholders, and so anything from here to then can happen. So that's what that little surprise box is there for. We don't know what it is. It could be another port of a game, like there is rumored to be. It could be the Nintendo Switch to reveal. It could be anything. So there is one more thing, according to Pioro. Okay, Pioro, the leaker. There's more to come. And so to me, because Pioro, his major source was somebody who operates the back end of the Nintendo eShop, right? So he sees things that are going to be there or scheduled to be there by a certain time. And so we'll find out then. But I want to get, because we haven't gotten the crew's response or a reaction to these announcements, right? The play test, how horrible that went. because Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get 10,000 random fans to play this. I'm gonna make you sign an NDA. Don't say a word.
Pinky promise, okay?
All right, let's do this. It's so swell. And then the following week,
within less than an hour, it got leaked.
It was all out. Everything was completely out.
Where to go, Nintendo community?
Nintendo. Nintendo knows the fans like no one else.
I got thoughts about that.
Yeah, I really want to hear them. So let's go ahead and start with the playtest program. And go ahead, Joycey.
Okay, so here's my thing. I don't think Nintendo. I know people are like, "Oh, this is a game. They're probably going, just stress testing it, and then they're going to pretty it up, and then they're going to give it to us." And that's a very good possibility. But Nintendo didn't get this rich by being stupid. So here's the thing. I think they told us one thing, and they're doing something completely different. I'm not saying it doesn't have anything to do with a game, just not necessarily what the people in the playtest saw. And well, actually, the things that we all saw, because within 2 seconds of it going live, my Twitter was on fire with all kinds of pictures and screenshots, and people were streaming it and all kind of craziness. But I think, Nintendo did that strategically. I don't know what they're testing for. I don't think whatever was seen, I'm sure those are game mechanics of something else. There's no way that they're going to show us anything like that could be potentially be a big deal, or even if it's not a big deal. We didn't even know about 1-2 Switch or Everybody 1-2 Switch, like when the sequel to that. We didn't even know about those games, and no shade to the developers, but we all know that 1-2 Switch was never going to be the hype as Breath of the Wild was at the time. So they're hiding something in plain sight is what I'm getting at. I don't think that what the playtest showed or anything like that is anything that we're probably going to see again. My other thought process was maybe this is kind of how they're going back to the interactive UI like Miiverse. But maybe they're probably not going to call it Miiverse, probably going to call it something else. Yeah. And they're going to have, because we already know what the Switch is. We already know what it does. I don't believe they're going to give us something completely different. It's still going to be another Switch. So they have to impress us a different way. The first time the gotcha was, it's portable. You can take it anywhere and it's seamless. All you got to do is put it in the dock and go back on your TV. No problem. This time it has to be, okay, we already know it's a hybrid. We already know that it's portable. What else you got? You know what I mean? So I think they're going to really, really get us with whatever the power is going to be, because it's definitely going to be better than Switch 1. And then they're going to get us with all the fun things you can do with your Switch, and of course games. That's what it's going to be.
I like it.
That's my opinion.
It makes sense because, I completely agree with the fact that, Nintendo didn't know that this would leak till seconds, right? And so they're testing I think they're testing three things to add on to what Joshi's saying, because I believe that they are testing a hub, like the hub where people get to interact, right? They're testing gaming ability, which I think is connected to the cloud. I think that what the people are playing, the actual game, I think that's hosted on the cloud. They do have to download an app for it. And I think they're testing kind of like mechanics and see how people do things online. I never thought that this was related to whatever the game that was, like the little, it was like a little monkey person.
It's like Spider-Man Zelda or Spider-Man Tears of the Kingdom.
Spider Monkey, like more like Spider Monkey, because it has a little tail and a little thing there. Spider Pig.
Sorry. That's real old. Bless you if you remember that.
Does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Yeah. Homer Simpson. So I completely agree with Joyce. Anybody else want to play test? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I pretty much agree that the main purpose of that wasn't for a specific game and was just for like testing the online capabilities and everything. I'm not going to rehash everything you just said. But there was part of me that was thinking, well, Nintendo is pretty wild sometimes. And so I could almost see them, even if the intention of it wasn't for like test this secret game we're working on. I could almost see them being like, well, we kind of got the base of a game. Let's build something out of it now that we had like good marketing.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like if Nintendo would have just been like, kind of like when ARMS came out and you had the playtest for ARMS, and it was like, you can do this and that, and like people played it and it wasn't like that big a deal. But the second it's like secret thing that only some people get to play, everybody's talking about it and it's everywhere. And now if they do make it into a real game, it's like, hey, this was that secret game we were all freaking out about. So knowing Nintendo, they totally could make this into a real game just for the marketing purposes of it.
Yeah.
One more quick thing to say, because Zach just reminded me. The other reason I don't believe it's necessarily quote unquote a real game, or maybe it's a very beta stripped down version. There was not enough color, because if it's one thing we know Nintendo is going to do is use the entire color palette. Okay, there's not enough color. It doesn't jump out at you or anything. That is so non-Nintendo. So yeah. I'm like, this is not the final product or even in the middle of the product. This is we need to test this thing for these particular games, because if it was for something like ARMS, aka Lex, or if it was for some kind of new game or something, they would have announced the game and then said we have a play test for only so many people on this day. That's what it would have happened, because we've had Splatfest stress tests, we had the ARMS stress tests, whatever, rapid fire stress test. I forgot what they called it. So yeah, that's the other reason why I know this is not this is not anything we're getting. They're gonna pretty this up first.
Yep.
You know, several times over the years we got to see tech demos that Nintendo had, but were obviously never going to be games. Like there was the Super Mario 128 tech demo that was shown off at Space World 2000, in which 128 3D Marios were running around on a pretty simple polygon field, while it was showing you how much RAM and how many specs of the Nintendo GameCube hardware was being used at the same time, to give you a rough estimate of how many polygons could be running per second under this lighting condition and all of that. That was never playable. That was never released as a game, but it was a whole bunch of Marios running around to show this is how much more powerful Nintendo GameCube is over Nintendo 64. It was a test. It was test footage. Some on the internal side at Nintendo probably were playing, rolling around Marios and stuff like that, and playing as this morphing grid below it was moving every which way and stuff. So part of me feels like this playtest is just a global playtest of something like that to test a new technology. This might not necessarily become a game that's completely like Minecraft, but Nintendo's version of it, or Roblox or Fortnite, or a true MMO that looks like this, in which you're totally building and swinging together and that kind of thing. But it could be a technological, foundation test for what they have going forward in an MMO or in an online structure or a new Miiverse, or kind of like a, remember when I said on the podcast some time ago, like how I would incorporate trophies or achievements? And that would be some kind of like digital home in which you get plaques on the walls or t-shirts for your Miis, and you're interacting and going to each other's game rooms, and the game rooms have art or digital amiibos, and that's your achievement in that game. Maybe this is something like that, and it has to be within a friend pool of X amount of people that could go around with each other and interact or paint with one another. But it could entirely be a game that this is the rough coat, and the coat on top is all these characters are actually just dummy skins of a whole new Donkey Kong game, a whole new Animal Crossing game, right? Like we're seeing the base characters in which the Nintendo's IP is going to be plopped on top, and instead of these walls, it's going to be geometry that's filled with a jungle, or geometry that's filled with the stars. You know what I mean? So we could be looking at the undercoat of it. We don't know exactly what, or maybe this is just a small glimpse of the actual game that is still a ways away, and the game is actually going to be looking like this. This is representative of the footage that we are going to see, just an early base. Or it could be all of those things wrapped into one. But I get a couple of vibes of what it could be, and probably it is something like that, unless if it's way off. But can't be that far off, in my opinion. But it's exciting, and it was a neat thing that even though only 10,000 people got to play it, I wonder. Probably Nintendo knew it was going to go out. Like, no way, 10,000 people aren't going to say anything. But part of that is one of those things where publicity of any kind is good, and
keeping their name out there. They're constantly in the conversation.
Some element of this had to be known that it was going to be talked about, and the more you're told, don't talk about, you want to talk about, the more you are hearing, man, I couldn't get in. The more you want to know, I want to know what it was like. So it's building up hype for all of this, and I think it worked out. On the flip side, though, probably they don't want everything to be out there, because they are very carefully calculating and looking at how people are interacting. Are people abusing it? Are they doing inappropriate things with it, like Tears of the Kingdom style stuff, where you can make anything out of these rockets and certain objects and positions? And if they're going to give that kind of power to people, will they abuse it in an online setup? I'm sure they're looking for everything. Are you being cute and clever and spelling bad words with these blocks that you're laying down and stuff, or not? And it's all of a test. So why not share it? Because they're observing, and then they do things, very precisely. So I get it from multiple angles, and probably some things that I'm not even thinking of, but it's overall really cool that they did it. And I think that we're going to see this blossom into just more to come. And, some of the things might be more apparent, like we might see this weapon, this swinging tool actually being used. So from mechanics to the hub mentality to what people do when they are given that access, I'm sure they're testing all of it. Their own servers, it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. And I have a little clip I want to share on this, but before I do Zach or Lily want to add anything to it? Do you guys have any thoughts, suggestions about the playtest or opinions?
I would like to set up a poll in the chat if anybody. I don't think I can. I haven't really tried, but I want to know how many of you guys have the Nintendo Switch Online. It doesn't have to be the expansion pack, but the Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if we can set up the poll on the chat. That'll be nice.
Let me go ahead and set it up on my end here.
And the reason why I'm asking this is because I feel it has to do, of course, with online, even though we're kind of hoping that's not going to happen, or people are like, oh, it's behind a paywall, because you do need to be a member of, the NSO to, take advantage of these new things, right? So I honestly think that right after, the play test and all of that, the Alarmo, and then all of this announcements, then we get the app, which is for music. And I have to say that actually changed a lot of things for me, because I like to play music in the background when I do things, and I do a lot of things in the house. I do a lot of things when I'm working, even when I'm working. So if I'm working, I want like relaxed music or stuff like that, or music that kind of brings me memories or keep me focused. And that definitely is going to be my app from now. I literally canceled Spotify 2 days ago, and then they announced the Nintendo Music. I'm like, okay, cool.
Nice.
So I
Just
have a feeling that
Yeah.
basically I got very excited for that. I'm like, okay, that was the best decision ever. But what I'm trying to say and trying to put it together, I feel that that's what they're currently working on. Of course, the play test is kind of, they want to make sure that everything is going to be working well. What if they're doing this for the Nintendo Switch too? Because they want to know if everything's going to work well, because they don't want to have that kind of problem where you get a new console, but you can't really have access to your other games. For example, if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member, how are you going to access your games on the new Switch, right? So they're kind of testing all of that for them to have the certainty that everything is going to be working smoothly for everybody, regardless if you're going to stay with the Nintendo Switch 1, I mean with the original one, or with the Nintendo Switch 2. And I think they're building the path. That's all they're doing. And it's a very safe bet. They want to be very, very careful as to what they do.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is that I'm loving the way that Nintendo is being super, quiet of things. Nintendo knows how crazy you are about Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah.
Especially about Nintendo Switch 2. But yet they have not said anything, and they keep being quiet about it. So yeah, I love the way that they're handling things. Like, okay, well, everybody's expecting this. We're not gonna give them that.
Yeah,
we're gonna do the complete opposite, right?
They're not getting control by peer pressure. They're just being themselves, and their time.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So and also it's the very it's almost the end of the year. So
yeah. Good thoughts. How about you, Zach? You have anything to add?
Yeah, how many people were in like one lobby area of that game? Like, it wasn't all 10,000 in one space, right?
No. I'm sure they each had their own little cubic, like little world thingy to build.
Yeah. Do we know what the limit was, or how many it was?
Like 10 players per area.
Okay. Because I'm just kind of thinking about basically what everyone's talking about with the stress testing. But Tears of the Kingdom, I think the most items you could attach with Ultra Hand at once was 22 before it breaks or they start disappearing. And so I'm just kind of thinking, I'm like, all right, so obviously they did that for maybe game reasons, but also too probably just you put too many things together, the game crashes type thing.
Yeah.
And so you have all these people in this area swinging around, doing their own thing, and then also building these massive structures that are much more than 22 blocks at once.
Yeah.
And so, it just kind of made me think about the limitations of their more recent games, and seeing that this super small, unrefined demo is kind of exceeding those. And so that's something that just kind of gets me excited.
That's good. Yeah, you're right. And the objective is to build and bring a source of power or light as high as possible as you can. And the higher it goes, the more the bigger the area becomes, the more it expands. So I think it's a game that's all meant to do something. But I want to share something here that I found very, very interesting. This comes from none other the Nintendo former insiders themselves. I'm talking about Kid and Krista, and them sharing their thoughts of what they think this is and how Nintendo handled it.
Before you do that, and sorry I interrupted you, there is a super chat right now. I don't know if we want to take care of that first or.
Let me see here. Let's go ahead.
I can put it on the screen.
Let's go ahead and wrap up. This is the last thing, and then we can go ahead with that's going that we can go, because this is the last thing, and then we can go ahead and before we go to the next one, we can super chat. Let me get here. Sharing my screen. Where's my screen? That's not my screen. That's me. Okay, share screen. Why am I doing? Yeah, you listen to the Mario tune. No, that's not it. This is the wrong screen. Go here, there, window, and that is the one. I think that's the one. Yep, I got it. Got it right. Okay, so this is Super Nintendo World. Killing Krista. That's not the one that I was going to get here. And they're short. It was their last one, and this is what they say. Let me know if you can hear it, because you can't, because I can't hear myself either. But
it's muted.
Yeah, it's muted. Okay. Hey, you can control the volume and everything.
Just the way they approach this is not well done.
No, it was terrible. Like, it really was terrible. They should have been very upfront with what this was.
They should have just announced what the thing is.
Exactly. This just causes all sorts of spin and churn on the wild, rumors and speculation that Nintendo is working so hard to avoid. And then this whole thing about like people can't post stuff about it, can't talk about it. Like if you are committing to having 10,000 people do something, just get on board that things are going to go out from it.
Yeah, you just like this
like
is
you really can't.
This is them like denying the way that people use the internet. But just the way they handle this, the way they approach this is not well done.
No.
So yeah, so you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, they are Nintendo because they've worked for Nintendo for a long time. They know how Nintendo thinks and operates, and they are completely on board with the fact that it was a disaster. The way they went about everything regarding this test was a disaster. Knowing how fans are, putting 10,000 people and saying don't share it. Of course, people are going to share it. I mean, the minute I got it from our viewers here on the channel, I got about 20 people who actually got into the program, right? And they all shared it with me. Even before, like the little screen. And I appreciate that, guys. Don't stop sharing. But it was just what it was, right? It was something exciting that was happening. I think Nintendo knew what they were doing, because I still haven't heard of anyone getting kicked out, or blocked or taken out. They know, right, that it's being shared around, and so I'm just guessing. Yeah, Nintendo knows. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and give them a little game that does this or whatever. But we're actually testing the server. We're actually testing, like Zach said, how many things they do, or the how the bandwidth is handling when we have so many people in one position at the same time. And yeah, so I'm not convinced that this is a real game. I'm convinced this is something different. And I think, like Yoshi said, maybe Switch 2. And I'm on board with everything but that game there. Now, the next thing Nintendo did, of course, was actually the month before. I'm not sure if they announced it in what comes after October. I'm really before October, September. They announced it in September, but they released the app Pocket Camp. For those of you who play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, what you have to do is make sure that your current Pocket Camp account is logged into a Nintendo account. This way your information is backed up. Once you are backed up, you can go ahead and download the Pocket Camp Complete app on the App Store or Google Store. And it's gonna be $9.99 for the first 90 days, and then it's gonna go up to $20. So you can go ahead and download that. All of your saved data will process and go through the other side, and then there's additional features there. Like there's go ahead and visit Nintendo.com to see what they cut off, because there's a lot of things they cut off from the actual app, and then they're adding things to substitute that. So with that, I know that's not a big topic. That's why I'm gonna go just to put that one out of the way. Pocket Camp, it's its own complete thing now. So they're gonna continue to do the seasons like they don't normally do, but it's its own thing now. So go ahead and download that if you are a Pocket Camp.
I do want to say one thing about Pocket Camp before we put it out of the way.
Yeah,
that's actually the one out of all of this stuff. That's one I was the most excited about.
Okay, go ahead.
That's awesome.
But so for me, I wasn't a fan of the original Pocket Camp too much. I downloaded it when it first came out, and I played it briefly, but it was a very microtransaction based game.
Yeah.
And I like that this complete version has no microtransactions, that it's almost fully offline.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually really excited to get this game, and I'm curious about, people who don't really do they call them, gotcha games or whatever too much.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many people there are, especially because this came out before New Horizons. And so the Animal Crossing fan base was so much smaller.
Yeah.
So now that we're getting a new, fully contained Animal Crossing game that's not full of microtransactions, I'm very curious how that's actually going to do when it comes out. Because I know I'm going to be buying it day one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are removing some of the major features, like the multiplayer, visiting each other part. They are creating a brand new lobby where you can anybody who has a Nintendo account and has their account connected there, if you have friends, you will be able to see them there. They won't be live, but the little character will be there. You can talk to them, and you can even send them little gifts and send them like little treats or whatever, something like that, right? So if you're both online at the same time, you guys can interact in that location. But let's say me and you are friends in the app, and our both accounts are linked to the Nintendo account, then I'll go visit there. I'll see you there. You're just hanging out, even if you're not playing. I can go talk to you. Maybe they'll have like a generic kind of text or whatever, and then give you a gift. When you log into yours, you visit the little area. You find that my little avatar is there too. But you'll go talk to me, and you'll receive a gift from me. So they're substituting a lot of the little different things, and putting a lot more, just so they can make the app complete. I wish they had they still had the visiting of each other and each other's camp, but they're removing that completely. Just because I guess this is now Animal Crossing from the past. I'm guessing they're getting ready to release a brand new one once they release the brand new Animal Crossing for Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're interested, visit the Nintendo.com and look at all of the new features it has. Look at everything they took away. Maybe something they took away, something you really did, and what they substitute that with. But yeah, Animal Crossing Podcast, download it today. Now, the next topic, Lily already hinted a little bit on it, and I believe that there are two little squares here that are kind of together. They're going to be together very soon. This is Alarmo and the music app. All right. Let me go ahead and give you my thoughts on both of them really quick, and then I'll send it over to you guys. So, yes, we have music now. Okay. So expect every channel that has only music to be DMCA'd and taken down, because Nintendo now has it as part of their NSO, which is a paid thing for you to listen to Nintendo music, which is good because everybody's been wanting a way to listen to music, legally, and so it's there.
Which, by the way, they just added Mario Wonder on it.
Oh, perfect. So yeah,
they added that today, I think.
And that basically will be the thing. It'll continue to be updated regularly. The second thing, in my opinion, I think this is a Switch 1 thing. Just like we have the chat app on our phones, I think this is the way that Switch 1 users will be able to listen to music, because Nintendo Music will eventually be part of NSO, but on the new system. Although you can still have access to it, I think that Switch 2 will be a bigger hub with music, movies, episodes, and more. And so for Switch 1 users, they have the app, and of course Switch 1 and Switch 2, you still have the app, but this will be also integrated into NSO, and you'll be able to download on your Switch 2, whatever, and then listen to that, right? Alarmo already plays music. They have sounds, right? I believe that there will be an update that will allow you to integrate Nintendo Music and Alarmo, because Alarmo does have little sounds you can have playing in the background, like scenery sound and whatever. And I think that them releasing both on the same month is not a coincidence, right? I think there's much more to Alarmo than we see right now. It's not just a sleep app. It's not just a clock. It's not just tracker. We'll see how you're sleeping, whatever. I think we'll see more features when Nintendo Switch 2 comes up, and I think we'll be able to add more stuff to Alarmo later on. People already are jailbreaking it, and they're already adding the custom things to it because they say it's so easy, But yeah, thoughts on Alarmo and thoughts on Nintendo Music. I'm going to go ahead and start with Paul. Go ahead, Paul. Because you have Alarmo. You've already slept with Alarmo. You can share your experience.
Really quick, before that starts, we had a super chat. I just want to point it out before.
You're right. Yeah. Let's go to that.
And we have two now.
Two. Okay.
Oh wow!
I think
you guys
they're
are
the
awesome.
same person.
It's actually the same person.
Donation.
Oh, nice.
A subscription donation too.
Sorry. Before, I also wanted to verify to confirm, because one of the things that he's asking, like, don't they have to reveal the Switch 2 by the investors meeting? If you go back to Kit and Krista's podcast, well, it wasn't even a podcast, it was just a video that they uploaded.
Yeah.
They were giving their thoughts about why Nintendo Switch is not being announced, and they completely debunked that thing. Like, they have worked with Nintendo. They used to work with Nintendo, and they said that it has nothing to do with the investors meeting. That there's a whole rumor out there, and that people keep saying that, oh, well, they have to impress the investors or make them happy. That's not how Nintendo works. They confirmed that. You can search on their channel and you can listen to that. So that is not true. That's what they said.
Yeah, they can't lie to them. I think that's the thing. But they can say. They can say, we've already mentioned the Nintendo Switch successor. Mm-hmm. Please expect more information by end of fiscal year. They can say the exact same thing. Yeah, but they can't. Right. But they won't answer directly. Yes, this is what it's called, and this is what state it's coming on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They can't lie or mislead investors. One more thing that they added was that they're not handled by peer pressure, right? And they look at the landscape to see what's happening around. And of course, we're in the middle of politics right now. There's a president being elected, and so that maybe this is not the right time to have an announcement, because they want to make sure that they have the media's attention for when they announce. How long can does the media take over and cover the system, and they can take advantage of that. Right now, they release the system today, and all of a sudden tomorrow something happens with the politics, then that will take over, and then that little spotlight that is gone. So, but then again,
I have a counter argument to that.
Yeah, but then again, in 2016, as mentioned by Nate on the podcast yesterday, was it Wednesday? It was also an election season, so they still dropped the Switch trailer on October 20th. In election season 2016, but I would also argue that was also a very, very different time for Nintendo, coming off a Wii U disaster and the kind of financial bad thing that they were forced to kind of maybe, hey, investors, we want to make sure that you're good, because at the time the Wii U didn't sell. Nintendo is in a different position today than they were in 2016. They can take their time. They can see right now. Paul's following the sales, and he could testify that Nintendo's close to selling more systems and maybe, breaking some records there. And they're on cloud nine, right? They don't feel pressure to release anything just yet. They're comfortable with just saying, this fiscal year we'll show you something, we'll give you some news, and maybe they'll say, oh yeah, this fiscal year we'll talk about the successor, and then the talk about the successor is, oh yeah, we'll let you know when we reveal it later on before the fiscal year ends. For next fiscal year, which they could do.
I think the ultimate flex, if Nintendo really wanted to flex,
right?
Not even getting into any politics, but it's November 5th is the election, right? 5th?
Yeah.
The evening of November 5th, as people would be waiting for results, Nintendo drops a full Nintendo Direct announcement of the Switch 2 just to show that they can pull more numbers than the U.S. president.
Boom.
And instead of having Mario Peak behind it, they have Donkey Kong going like this.
They announce a Splatfest to choose who you want for president.
I was just about to say the same thing. That was hilarious.
You're both in my head. But see, my only counter argument to that is, I want to make it very clear, because I'm pretty sure the whole podcast is on the same page. We're not talking about we're talking about a reveal.
Yeah.
Similar to what we got before. We'll have a teaser, then we'll get the full trailer, and then we'll get the big presentation. That doesn't matter when it drops. Yeah. Because the only people who are going to care are gamers. And you got to remember, we're the ones that are actually paying attention and watching our Twitters and watching everything Nintendo does. The average gamer isn't doing all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're probably not even going to realize, oh, there's already a trailer for this new cool thing that Nintendo's doing. Okay, I'll go check it out. That's what my argument of how a reveal could happen. As far as when a presentation and all that is concerned, no, they definitely wouldn't do that. As nice as that would be, because no matter what happens November 5th, Somebody gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be mad.
I agree. I have to say I 100% agree because it's only a 3-minute trailer, and it's only a 3-minute trailer that will just kind of show.
And they'll just put it on YouTube, and people will trickle in and watch it when they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least when it comes to gaming news, we will cover it. We're not going to cover no presidential election.
You're sitting on your couch watching on your TV the election map. All of a sudden it cuts and they're like, breaking news. We'll be back to this briefly. Nintendo has just announced the Switch 2.
What? Forget that.
We'll tell you tomorrow who won.
But also, Joycey, I do agree that it's only the gamers, but also it it becomes global very quickly. So
it can be, but that's not the real marketing. That's to get the gamers on board that are paying attention to Nintendo. When they do the big reveal, the big presentation, y'all remember, it seemed like I couldn't go 2 seconds. That's when I had cable and I had television. I couldn't go 2 seconds without seeing a Switch commercial.
Yeah.
Then I was on YouTube. Every single ad. It didn't matter who I was watching. Okay, there was a Switch ad. So that's when the marketing revs up. So if they had announced the Switch 2 this year, it would have had to have been much earlier this year, and then they would have had to drop it before now. Because I do agree that now is probably not the best time to drop something big. Games, of course, because we're already gamers, we're already gonna buy games. But I don't know if now is the best time to try to divert attention from real life. Then I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I agree. And but there's another super chat. Number 2.
Yes, thank you very much for the super chat, Hardest76. The second, it was more like agreeing with us with what we said. The game looks way cheap to be an actual game, something bigger, and then it works. I feel it. So I think we were talking about the playtest game, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what he's talking about.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your super chat and for adding to the podcast, because that's what you can do. You can add to the podcast, to the discussion. So yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that they were starting to.
No, it's my mistake, because I was the one who said I was going to go to the super chat right after the online playtest, and it completely left my head. So, all right. So, Paul, the music app. Your first thoughts on music app, and of course, Alarmo. You have them both. So, what is your experience with Alarmo, and how do you think? Music is self-explanatory, but what do you think? Go ahead, take it away.
Well, I think both are really cool.
Yeah.
But I did want to say, gosh, I'd have to rewatch last week's podcast, but I'm pretty sure in last week's podcast I said, no, wait a minute. Here's what Nintendo's going to do. They're going to release a music device, and it's going to be like Alarmo. It's going to be its own self-sustained music app, and it's going to play Nintendo music. So that's how you're going to do it. Or it's going to be on Alarmo, or like just something like that. It's like when the music app came out, I was like very deja vu. I think I just talked with Mike and Jason. Didn't I just say this last week jokingly that watch, Nintendo's going to come out with its own designated music app, device, something. So I didn't know.
What do you know, Paul?
Was that?
I said, what do you know, Paul?
I didn't know that, but I like 5 days removed.
We have talked about it before in the podcast, I think. But last week you did mention it, but beforehand we talked about what it could be a feature on the Switch too. But now that and we have talked about it being an app before, so I totally remember. I was just teasing you.
By the way, would you vote for Nintendify or for Spontendo as the name?
For what?
For the name. It's Nintendo
I choose not to.
It was just funny.
What? Is this like Spotify? Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Spotify. Nintendify or a Spontendo.
I wish they just would have added it to the app that they already had.
Nintendify.
They would Apple Music.
Nintendify.
Yeah.
Alarmo was cool though. It continues to be fun. It's going to get more updates. It already got its first update, and we know that Animal Crossing and Mario Kart are coming to it. And this morning Zelda woke me up, so that was cool.
Did she tell you to open your eyes?
Yeah, she open your eyes, Paul.
Huh?
Oh, Paul. Yeah, that's
Paul, open your eyes. Yeah, I hacked it so she says Paul instead. No, I'm just kidding.
just like on the Zelda games, and you put like Link's name, you can put your name instead. Yeah.
And you know, I have had so it did a thing one time where like I got out of bed early and I went off to like go brush my teeth and I'm starting to change, but like it didn't recognize me getting out of the bed before, so so I was like up, and it went past its initial thing, and then I started going into the Guardian music. Yeah, and
it intensifies.
I'm already awake. So I tapped it to turn it off. So I've been experimenting with a couple of different like tap to turn off, which is good, conventional, or you know, get up and move the body and, you know, operate a little bit more quickly.
Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor.
Oh, dang. The only way to turn off. What? Nintendo's going to announce it next week. I just figured it out.
Dear Nintendo.
In 5 days, they're going to come up with this. So get ready, everybody. You heard it on Mike's podcast first. Next week, on like Friday or no, like Wednesday, Nintendo's going to come out with a new fitness-related thing. Because now I'm coming up with it, and they're going to add it to Alarmo, or Nintendo's going to have a new thing where in order to turn off the alarm, you have to do jumping jacks, or squat jacks, or alternating front snap kicks, or to do some sit-ups. And this will be either added to Alarmo, or it's going to be a new apparatus that you stick in your living room, and it's like before you could turn on the Nintendo Switch to play, you got to do some jumping jacks. You know, like now is so easy. Alexa, turn on living room lights, and boom. Instead of walking, like no. Nintendo's not making you lazier. Nintendo's going to be like, in order to turn on those lights, you got to do some jumping jacks to turn on those lights. In order to play video games first, you got to do some push-ups. Oh man,
Alexa.
Watch this. It's going to happen next week. You heard it here first on Mike Odyssey's podcast. Wednesday
and
next
Paul
week,
call
Nintendo is introducing a new fitness-related app, and it's going to be something like that. Just watch.
And I'm going to say to Nintendo, I'm grown. Turn my dang on Switch on.
Nintendo's going to pump you up.
Or
Nintendo wants you to play their games for life. And the only way to do that is to have a longer life. So they want you playing for like until you're like 120.
I mean, if the system were to assassinate you as soon as you turned it off, you would technically be playing for life. So longer, shorter, it can go either way, technically.
A longer life.
Listen. Alarmo freaks me out. It knows when I'm moving. What if it knows when you're like changing in your room and all of a sudden you hear like, woohoo, Mario.
At least it's a positive response.
No. We sit on the balance board.
Oh no!
I remember recommending clients a Wii Fit back in the day when I was training them, and Wii Fit came out on the balance board. And they're like, "Man, Paul, my Wii Fit said you're fat. It's so depressing." I'm like, don't worry about it.
Could have been worse.
But anyways,
could have called you obese.
It goes, yeah.
That's obese.
I don't think I would take it out of the box. I will not take it out of the box. It's gonna stay in the box. Anybody want in the chat? It's yours.
Can I have it?
Well,
I'm in the chat. Do I count?
Well, she is.
Alarmo is cool. I know I talked a lot about that, but I'm also trying to do some groundbreaking news of what's going to happen next week. Gosh, you know how cool it would be? Remember how long this is in the podcast, so you could easily clip it.
Clip it, guys. Just clip it, because when you clip it, automatically it'll go into the clip section on the bottom of the page. So if you clip it now, you have to wait till the podcast is done, right?
Now that you predicted it, now Nintendo's like, dang it! Now we have to release this stupid hardware because Paul already predicted our next thing.
Why didn't you leak it?
Why did you leak that, Paul? Gosh, now they have to give it the Switch too.
They're gonna show up at your front door, okay? Just be careful, Paul.
Paul trained the Nintendo ninjas. He's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody else has Alarmo, right? Anybody else has Alarmo?
No, but the thing is that I've heard that it's. I mean, if you can't have pets or sleep with your partner.
Like
well, yeah, in terms of like the whole sensory thing.
Tracking.
Yeah.
It might be slightly less accurate, but it's still the alarm will still go off at that time. It will still be fully recognized that it's done after you've moved in front of it. So, like your partner getting out, or your dog or cat or alligator or whatever pet you have.
Any other activities?
Your pet moving, it could jostle it. But if you are
what about my pet llama?
So if me and my stepbrother built bunk
looking
beds,
at the graph and seeing just exactly how your sleep went, and you're more getting the product because you like the idea of having Nintendo visuals by your bed, or you know what? Here's what I recommend for some people. If you're like, I'm not too fond of the whole alarm clock part of it, because dude, I use my smartphone and I put an alarm clock on that, or I have an Apple Watch that tells me how I'm moving to sleep, or I already got used to Pokemon Sleep. You could get Alarmo and stick it in your living room as a basic digital clock, and don't use any of the functionality for its sleep purposes, but you just have one more piece of Nintendo memorabilia that has an LED or LCD screen on it with Link nonstop throughout the day, or Mario, or Splatoon, or Animal Crossing. And like,
Nintendo is tracking us.
That's just cool. You can turn off the visual stuff and just have a Nintendo clock in your living room, game room, bedroom.
Oh, Paul, you know how those old school clocks where like at certain times of the day they gong really loud? That's what you could do that with the alarm.
It does it.
That's awesome. I love it.
If it's on Mario, the coins will go off, and like at the 6 o'clock mark, ding, 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 6 coins go off, and so and like what's the one for Link? Like let's say it's 4 o'clock, bloop, 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 4 hearts recovering goes off. So you could turn that off. I like it. I like hearing like, oh, how many hearts is it? Oh, it's 5 o'clock. So you could have it on, off, but what my grand scheme of it is, I grew up loving Nintendo. They have all of my favorite IP. I guess if you're only into Nintendo to play the games, then certain things aren't for you. But if you're a big enough Nintendo fan that you do own a Nintendo shirt, or when the Puma or Vans crossover shoes came out and you bought those Nintendo shoes.
So basically your Paul Gale network.
If you are at all interested in going to Super Nintendo World one day, if you enjoyed the Mario movie, if you do any Nintendo outside of just playing the games, that's why this extended stuff is made, because it's stuff for a bigger audience. If you bought any Nintendo Lego or any Amiibo, that just goes to prove you're a big enough fan that Alarmo could be for you. But maybe not with the original intention of that pure wake up and tracking clock device, but just something in your room that is visually pleasing, at least for me. That's how I look at it. And the music app, same thing. I just think it's cool thing. It's another perk. You could look up the music independently and stuff like that, but here you have just this uninterrupted source. It's a Nintendo bubble. It's a Nintendo music app. No commercials playing. You're in charge of your playlist. You play the songs that you want. You have extended versions, and that's pretty cool. And extended versions isn't just play this 30-second song on loop for an hour. No, there are some actual new or stretched out versions of songs that you might not have ever heard the full version of it, because in the game it stopped there, and that's pretty sweet too. And they're going to add to it in time. I mean, I love Nintendo. I'm heavily biased, but trying to look at it objectively, it's like more is better. And if you don't like the more, you don't have to, but someone will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone in the chat agrees, and everyone in the podcast agrees.
Well,
I think. Oh, sorry, Joyce.
No, Zach, you were next anyway. Go ahead.
Oh no, you were definitely before me.
So here, I completely agree with everything Paul's saying, but here's what Alarm Row is, y'all. It's a collector's item.
Yeah.
It's great if you are a Nintendo fan. If I was not the only Nintendo fan in my circle, this is something I would totally give a gift for somebody. So even if you don't want to use it for a collector, I think it's great. It's fun. Why the heck not? Because let's be honest, a lot of things outside of the games and outside of the hardware, I mean, they're all collectors. Amiibos are Yeah, they do things in the game, but the games aren't built that you have to have them. So what's wrong with a little extra Nintendo touch, a little extra happy in your house? Nothing wrong with that. I personally don't think it's $100 worth, but I think I compare it to expensive handbags. Expensive handbags are not worth thousands of dollars. They probably cost less than $100 to make. Yep. But we buy it for the name and the quality. So that's kind of how I look at collector's items.
Yeah.
So get one if you want one.
Yeah, and also I always apply the 3 rule, like want, can, and need. So if you answer 2 out of 3, go for it. So do you want it? Yes. Can you buy it? Yes. Do you need it? No. But you got 2 out of 3, right? So I will definitely go for it. So that's the way that I will put it.
Should we play Amio? Sell me on it. Boo Meaning wants us to sell her on Amio. Just get it. If you like investigative, trying to find out who did it, although you already know who did it because that's the name of the game. Just gonna buy it, and then it's kind of like Joyce could actually tell you a little more because she likes these type of novel games that kind of tell you what to do and where to go and how to be and what to eat and stuff.
If you like to read, Boo Minnie, I think visual novels. Sorry, y'all. Several weeks ago when I was playing that other game that I told y'all to play, Crimson Spires, it is nothing but a visual novel. Yes, you have choices you have to make, but you're not sitting up there it's not like Splatoon or anything like that. So if you enjoy a visual novel, I used to think books should be books and games should be games. Well, yeah, I was wrong. And I apologize for putting that sentiment out there because I enjoyed the absolute mess out of that game. I enjoyed the story. I'm enjoying the visual novel part of the what I'm reading or what I'm playing now, Eternal Nights. And so eventually I think I might pick up Emio. The reason I haven't yet is because, again, life be lifing. And the other thing is I kind of low-key want to play the other Famicom games because I want the whole meat and potatoes of the story. So yeah, I want to go back to what Zach was going to say because I just totally jumped all over him so he could say what he wanted to say.
No, you're good. You started before me and then we got a super chat. That's the whole point. You don't have to wait until the Q&A. Ooh, I have all the power, the full screen.
Yes.
All right. It actually looks slightly less creepy.
They're smiling or frowning.
I know, right? His eyes like
I know when I've been laughing during the stream, I've been moving a little more just to really show that I'm laughing and not just a psycho. This is me laughing.
Not just a psycho.
This is me laughing on the stream though. But all I was gonna say was with what Paul was saying. Paul was kind of making some predictions about some stuff that's gonna come next. And so I was like, you know what? I want to throw my hat in the ring for predictions too, because I think it's Paul who says if you want to know the future, look at the history, or history is the best indicator of the future. And so, usually, how do we find stuff out about Nintendo? Data miners.
They
find the info out that Nintendo hasn't released yet. They say, oh, this character's coded in the game. Oh, this character's coded in the game. So I'm going to say that data miners are going to start looking into Alarmo, and they're going to find a step tracker coded in. And they're going to be like, how can this track steps? What's going on? And then next month when we think, man, Nintendo's finally going to announce the Switch 2. There hasn't been anything in a while. Surprise announcement, they released a $55 wrist strap to put your Alarmo on your wrists, and now you can track your steps with it.
That's actually a patent. That's actually a patent. So
I know, that's why I brought it up, because I was like, this is Mike's patent. It's all coming together. And then you can play Pokemon Go with it, with your Alarmo. You can catch the Pokemon.
I like that.
I just
Can I say something about that app?
I can look at Zach at the same time with
I think my favorite thing about this is the fact that Joycey's like, oh, I feel so bad. We got to let Zach go. And it's like, no, you did not have to let me go.
But I like it when you go. I like hearing people's opinions. That's why I'm here. I did want to say something about the music app. Music is such a big deal to me. I admit I am stuck in the before 2000.
Watch.
What year did Prince pass? What year did Prince pass away? Because he took all the music,
Wait,
all the good music.
Prince is dead?
Huh?
You know, Prince died.
Yeah.
Prince did, Mike. That was years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let me look at it.
Was it 20?
By the way, do you know that Prince dressed up as Waluigi once?
Don't do Prince like that.
I'm friends with Prince's personal chef.
I
Yeah.
just saw it today.
That I believe.
Is he still alive?
Dressed up as Waluigi.
His personal chef is.
once.
He really did it. Really?
So his personal self killed him?
No, he's alive.
No. He passed away for other reasons. But my whole point was he took all the good music with him. That's my joke. And so my whole point in saying that was with the music app, I would loved it. I think it's a big deal. Paul and I were touching on this a bit before we started, that there's so many wonderful music artists on YouTube and out on social media that take these songs and they do these beautiful renditions of them. I know Nintendo will never do it. Y'all know how they are about their stuff, you know. But I think it would just be a wonderful homage to the fans. Like, hey, we're not gonna pay you anything, but we'll totally put your version of, you know, our songs, you know, on our app. Another thing I think it could open the door for is with all the Xenoblade news that we've been getting. I'm so hyped for that fan base. Like, I'm so happy for y'all that I think you guys have actually sold me on it. So the whole fan base has actually sold me on Xenoblade, I think. So just more games to add to the list. But some of the soundtrack that I've listened to more, but of course, I've listened to more.
I just read what you wrote here. That's actually right.
We're celebrating Halloween today on the podcast, hence everybody's outfits. But Mariah Carey has informed us at 12:01 midnight that it's officially Christmas season.
Oh, she's beginning to thaw.
Hey, no, she's already thought out. She's already done. So y'all got to remember, it's not Christmas until Mariah Carey says so. And I'll be very honest. I wish I had a song that guaranteed me, $1 million check once a year.
Man, that's crazy.
It goes #1 every single year because of people like me. But seriously, when I was listening to some of Blade's soundtrack, one of my favorites. People who know me on Nate's stream, they know I love Engage the Enemy. I love that whole composition of music because it is just so good. No offense, Zelda, Legend of Zelda, but y'all might need to step your game up a little bit. Because I'm like, I can just see so much epicness happening with this and the way it's arranged and everything. And then I thought about Jump Up Superstar, which wasn't necessarily mainstream, but a lot of people who weren't even gamers really liked that song. And I said, this is a good opportunity for Nintendo to really, really, really kind of up their game a little bit in the music section. It's not bad. I will never say any of the music's bad because it's not. But when I think of some of their more dramatic titles, like I know Xenoblade isn't exactly Nintendo, it's Monolith Soft, but y'all know what I mean. And Zelda and things of that nature. It's a really good opportunity to make really, really great compositions and epic compositions, that people will be talking about, kids will study in school kind of thing. And that's one of my hopes for this next cycle, this next wave of Switch that we're going to be going into before the end of fiscal year. And then the other thing I wanted to say that I like as much, and I don't like bringing up the whole, they're going to demonetize everybody else who has their music out there. I really hope that doesn't happen because there's a lot of versions of these songs that I truly enjoy with the live orchestras or people who find a way to play it on their piano or something like that I really love. But for us as NSO members, it increases the value of our NSO.
Sure.
Because I think the extension pack is actually on sale right now. I was browsing through Nintendo's website and I think it's like $40. It's normally like it's 70 something, I think. But I think it's like $40. So, but that's the sale right now. I don't know what it's gonna. I'm assuming it's gonna renew at the usual 70. But I kind of thought, what, Lily?
Sorry, Nintendo has a 7-day trial right now. If anybody wants to try it out.
Yep.
Oh yes, they do. And if you get, and I think if there's still Zelda lights out there in the wild, and I think some of those still come with a 3-month.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was gonna what?
It comes with the 12 months.
It's a full year.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I kind of wish I could give mine away, but I'm not giving my Zelda Light away. I just want to give away like the online or something.
Yeah, because it's a 12-month plus expansion pack, not just NSO.
But it's single user only. Yeah.
Yeah, single person. Yeah.
Still, somebody could use it. But anyway,
but
I just think it's a good opportunity for Nintendo to really expand that app. So you won't want to, but you'll want to listen to their app all the time, and it adds value to our NSO membership. Because I have always felt that the membership was lacking. Because for you youngins, that's right, y'all youngins out there, if you got an auntie or an uncle my age, or your parents, go up in their attic or in their basement, whatever you got. I guarantee you they got an N64 or a GameCube down there.
Yeah.
Okay. And they probably got a box full of games they completely forgot about if they don't play anymore. So when I thought about it that way, I'm like, these are games I can still kind of get. So that's why I haven't upped my membership. But the fact that they're adding more value to the $20 one, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of keeping my eye on the expansion pass. So I'm like, what are you going to add to that's going to make me up my membership? So, yeah.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And before we move into the next topic of today, does anybody else want to add anything on Xenoblade or Banjo-Tooie?
I'm going to play Xenoblade because the fans told me to, because my Twitter was on fire when I woke up, and I was already awake. I was at work when they announced Xenoblade, and I mean, tears. People were crying. They were so excited and so full of joy. And I love seeing people happy. So I'm like, okay, I know the game is really long. It's really epic. And I think it's an RPG. And I've seen people play it a little bit. And I said, I think this is one of those games I just have to sit down and try it for myself. And see what it's like. And from what I understand, when you play, you can play Xenoblade X. And it doesn't take away from the other games. Like, you don't have to play the other games to understand what's going on. So I said, okay, I want to try that. I can try that. I can commit to that.
I'd even argue that, like, someone asked this the other day. Boomini, did you ask me this the other day? Can I play a Xenoblade game without playing the rest? And like, yeah, absolutely. Each Xenoblade Chronicles title is its own independent game that is not quite as independent as the Final Fantasy ones are, in which they are completely their own independent stories, but they're essentially that, in which they're that, but they have a little bit of a tie-in to one another in some important ways, but that aren't vital to really know, unless if you want the overall grand experience. So if you just want to play the best Xenoblade Chronicles title, go straight to 3. It's not like, oh, but I don't know what happened in the last one. There is nothing that happened in the last one relevant to that. Or the first one? Nope, not either. Just 3. There are some things in 3 and in 1 and 2 that formulate, but if you don't, you're playing the best. Otherwise, yeah, it does make sense to play 1, 2, 3. But X is its own thing that you could just play X and experience it. And some people like it the most because they like the sci-fi-ish aspects to it and the mechs. And some, they like it the least just because it's not as grand in story heaviness. But I definitely liked X, and I was happy that it was coming out. And for anybody like, oh man, another port. Dude, how many people actually bought it maybe 750,000. We don't have a final concrete sale through number on Xenoblade Chronicle X, but probably 750,000. So not that many copies got sold on a 13.56 million install base of Wii U. And because I'm not going to mention any names, but some people were like, big deal, just buy it. Buy it on what? There are only so finite of copies of Wii U games out there that people are selling it, as are Wii U consoles to people selling in the afterhand eBay market, and you cannot buy it anymore digitally. So it's not like the ease of access is super there for Xenoblade Chronicles X. So for the vast majority of people, for 143.3 million people, it's going to be a new game. It's only for the
It's going to be a new game for me.
You've played it before.
It's going to be a new game for me too. I mean, I don't want to. My beef with people who are like, oh, it's just a port. We're just getting ports. First of all, we've been getting nothing but bangers for almost 8 years, right? We're like, it's almost 8 years. We've been getting nothing but banger after banger after banger. We are basically when Furukawa also told us back in May, we're going to talk about the Switch successor before end of fiscal year. That was also their way of saying, guys, we're winding this cycle down. You know, we're closing down so we can get ready for the next wave of game after game after game. Okay, we're not empty. We're
brace
eating
yourselves.
Good. Yeah, brace yourselves. But until we are ready to show you all that, here's some of the other things that we think you need to play. And I don't see a problem with that because I'm sorry if I see one more remake of Last of Us.
Skyrim.
I mean, Skyrim is like 25 games in one. So I can understand why they're I don't want to even say they're milking that, but that's a very huge game. But the point is that, you know, if there's still life in it and you think it can do better, I'm okay with it. Because guess what? You don't have to buy it if you don't want it. But I think you should if you haven't played it. So there. And it's all pretty and remastered and everything. Yeah, why the heck not? Now, okay, Nintendo, do Twilight Princess next. Okay.
That's what I was gonna add. Like, the only reason why I'm excited for Xenoblade is because probably the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are next. I'm hoping.
I agree.
Yeah.
So with that, before we jump into the next topic, I want to go ahead and just show off a little bit because if you guys remember this, my predictions thing that I did back in I did this when I did this in the summer, right? The summer. And so if you can look at one little game that's in the month of March for 2025.
I can't see the Wind Waker or Twilight Princess in your chat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's here. It's right there. It's April.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're very small. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're it's a dual pack that they're gonna sell.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't really make the difference. I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe $70. But yeah, I think you guys might want to take a look at the rest of the calendar. Like I have Metroid 2 and 3 in May. I got a brand new Mario Kart in June. And Animal Crossing in July. This one represents Pokemon Z. And this one is Tomodachi World.
Tamagotchi Life.
We got
or Tamagotchi World.
So yeah, Tomodachi. So this one is World, I think. This one's Metro Prime 4 in October, and then a Splatoon 4 to end the year in 2025. That is my predictions list. So you guys can come back to this podcast to call me and say me that, hey, Mike, you're wrong. All right. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Zach.
Banjo-Tooie didn't get a lot of love. And so just a passing thought, not even about Banjo-Tooie, just about Banjo. I was thinking the other day, it would be so cool if they gave us a Banjo Rayman crossover game. Because Rayman's crossed over with Nintendo recently a few times with the I literally have the game, the Spark in the new one. Yes, and so they've crossed over more recently, and then you have Diddy Kong Racing, which shows Banjo crossing over with other characters. And so I just think with the way that they play and their personalities, and the fact that we haven't been getting that much from them lately, it would be pretty cool to see a Banjo Rayman crossover game.
I would
just
love to
wanted to give Banjo a little love.
A Banjo Mario crossover. Because you know Banjo the first Banjo and Mario 64 kind of like they're like little cousins here. Like, oh yeah, this is the version of Mario 64.
3D platformer.
Zooey. What was that?
3D platformer, both of them.
Yeah. So like little cousins here. Like, oh yeah, we have the little similar world. You know.
Okay.
I love how they make noises, like super funny.
All right. So with that, that's a good segue.
Wait, one more thing. One more thing before we sanctify or whatever we're doing. Segue in whatever, moving whatever. No, seriously, Nintendo. All you gotta do at the Game Awards, if you don't want to bring Switch 2, hear my pleas, Nintendo. If you don't want to bring Switch 2, bring us the Zelda movie cast and announce that Twilight Princess has been remastered. HD has been remastered again for the Nintendo Switch. We will shut up. Well, I will.
You know, you kind of gave me the idea, like the trailer, and just like they did with the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition for the Echoes of Wisdom. You know that we saw the trailer, we knew the big announcement, and oh, by the way, we also have this. Like, I feel like they can pair them together and say, this is the cast, and there's also something else, and then they, switch the whole screen for them to reveal either Twilight Princess or the Wind Waker remaster. I'm like, I'm just gonna cry if that happens.
We'll be crying together because we will be live that day.
Okay.
Yeah. A Link to the Past by Grezzo, the remake. Anyway, moving forward, here we have.
Of course, I'll buy that.
So the next topic has to do with this I was going to say leak and list at the same time. This list. Okay, so you might ask, what is this list? Well,
what is this list, Mike?
Yes, well, thank you for asking, Lily. It's a list full of movies that leaked out with a huge schedule related to animated movies. And, well, we have a couple of movies in there, some surprises as well. You know, Nintendo has not yet released a release date for Mario, right? We know that it's coming in 2026. But did you know that this leak or list has the actual release date for that Mario movie? Did you know that, Lily?
I think the one for the Mario movie we already knew. Was it?
No, we knew the release day, the year, but they mentioned April 3rd, 2026.
Yes,
I remember that. When did they say that? They mentioned. Did they mention?
I'm sorry, I blanked out a minute. Wait, what are we talking about?
It doesn't really matter. I remember I did a whole mess up with the Zelda movie, because if you actually search for it, I remember that I searched for it. It said April 3rd, 2020.
Okay, yeah. So all right. So that gives a little bit of legitimacy to this leak.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So we have the Mario movie by Illumination and Nintendo here on April 3rd, 2026. Now on this, can you guys see this? Because I know it's a little bit of fuzzy.
I can see it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We can see it.
So on the side here, we have like initials. DW means DreamWorks. Okay. Illumination, of course, Nintendo, and TBA means TBA. Illumination, and DreamWorks. So we have a list of movies here. A lot of these movies you guys are gonna like. You know, we have Shrek 5 that's coming soon by DreamWorks. We have Untitled Universal Animated Event, another one here. Minions 3. What else we got here? The Wild Robot, The Boss Baby 3, The Croods, Puss in Boots 3, Sing 3. But towards the bottom is where things get good. That's what I'm trying to say. Good.
Gooder?
Elimination.
That's not a word, y'all.
Elimination, Nintendo, and PGP. I don't know what PGP is. Paul Gill people or pictures. So we have here
Paul Gill Pictures. He has his own studio.
Yeah.
Oops.
So we have Donkey Kong Country, okay, the movie by elimination, which is right here. It says scoop, but doesn't have any date or anything like that. And then we have Star Fox by elimination.
Finally.
Nintendo. Okay. And not only that, we also have elimination Nintendo Pigmen. Pig to the men. Okay. So there are 5 movies, if I'm not mistaken. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 is 4. It's 4. It's 5 movies. Yeah, because I'm counting Zelda in my head. Zelda's not in here because it's not an animated movie. It's not by elimination. It's by Sony. So we have the Legend of Zelda movie. We have the Mario sequel. We have a Donkey Kong movie. This is an unreleased or unannounced Star Fox movie by elimination and Nintendo. We have a Pikmin movie by elimination and Nintendo. Now, just putting together Star Fox, Donkey Kong, and Mario, what do you think this could all lead to?
Smash.
Eventually, a Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Obviously, eventually, because this is not even announced yet. But
Assemble.
Nintendo NCU Assemble. We have so.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Our faces are in the way for the bottom.
Yeah,
on
I was
this
gonna
list.
say that.
Right.
What are those, and who's releasing them?
Let me go ahead and get your faces out of the way.
We could be on the side.
Your fur. Is this one? There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Okay. Trolls. Okay, there we go. So here we have the bottom Donkey Kong movie element. This is not a surprise. We know this was coming.
Seth Rogen is gonna be also Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. I'm sorry. I have to say this because this happened twice now. That laugh. Do y'all remember? Who played Punch Out? The original Punch Out. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I did.
Y'all remember Soda Popinski and the way he would laugh at you? It sounds just like that.
Yep.
So yeah. I mean, Donkey Kong Country. We got elimination Star Fox, and then we have elimination Nintendo Pikmin. Now, this could be a partnership with them. I mean, it could be episodes, right? Elimination is working on maybe a series with. Although Nintendo elimination is only kind of known for full length movies. Have they worked on episodes? Let me go ahead and look. They worked on like Illumination.
Where did this come from?
This is inside leak. It's an inside leak. And it was also confirmed by what do you call this place? It's on YouTube on Twitter. Discussing.
Oh, discussing film.
Yeah, discussing film. We also covered it. So we have a list. Another thing that was also very rumored, it's on the list here, and it was also confirmed, is this is not Nintendo, but I mean this also gives a little bit more legitimacy to the list, is that Lego Movie was Warner Brothers lost the IP for Lego Movie. So no more Emmett, no more Wild Style, right? Ninjago, and then the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just announced Universal took over, and they're working on 3 movies for the Lego Movie.
That is a huge thing.
Crazy,
especially for a theme park or stuff like that. So.
Yes. So I mean, Universal is taking
Legoland.
They're taking over everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's down here. You can see here titled Lego Movie date to be announced. And then if we go over, let me go ahead and look forward to my friends over at this busing. Okay. It's not this busing, it's discussing. Wow, I'm so dummy.
Disbussing's the parody of discussing.
Yeah. I was thinking of the parody, yeah. Discussing films, not disbussing films. Let me go ahead and share here. Look at this busing parody one. No, that. All right, so we have here discussing films. You can tell because they have 1.8 million followers. And then we have some movies here that they've been announcing next week.
Oh, Hurricane. I'm sorry. I love Hurricane.
What? Okay, so we have Snoop Dogg and Planet of the Apes. Okay. What else we got here? More Snoop Dogg.
Actually, I just read that post. It's he wants to do a film inspired by Planet of the Apes. It would be with dogs, and because it's Snoop,
interesting.
I just know it's not going to be. It's not going to be E for everybody because it's Snoop.
Yeah.
I do like Snoop though. He would actually be fun if we could get him on the podcast. He'd be fun. He likes Nintendo, if I remember from the 90s correctly. He likes Nintendo.
He streams on Twitch. He plays PlayStation and Call of Duty on Twitch.
Oh, never mind. We don't want it. I didn't say that.
Although you know what's unfortunate? This is not guaranteed, but supposedly the Star Fox animated series that at one time was going to happen on Netflix was canned because of the disrespect that Nintendo felt towards Netflix for having it leak out. And if that happens again right now and Nintendo cans this project because of Star Fox and if history repeats itself, I will be very upset.
Yeah, so
Please don't upset Paul.
Not just that, the Zelda animated series as well with Netflix.
I want my Star Fox. That's one of the best properties to see it come to becoming an animated film and a series. There's so much potential with characters and voice acting and toys that would come and a new game that would spawn out of it, and Star Fox becoming such a bigger, more grand thing than it is because it's beloved by so many people. Its sales have never reflected that necessarily. And I think now is the time, especially if there is one Nintendo property that I would say I would like to see this game be cross-gen, it would be Star Fox, because I know we're diving out of movie territory, getting back into games, but kind of tying it in together. Star Fox being on Nintendo Switch as a late title and early enough on Switch 2 would mean, it's not maximizing Switch 2's power as much, but it would kind of guarantee that, hey, it's on this install base of 158 million systems getting out there, and a visual showcase having an upgraded version on Nintendo Switch 2, especially if there was any kind of cross-platform, multi-platform play, because, I want that game to succeed. I want that series to succeed so badly.
Yeah.
Maybe it will just work if it's just one designated, built from the ground up, grand, epic, big scope title for Nintendo Switch 2 that really maximizes the hardware. But it feels like the safer route would be take advantage of the install base. You don't need to do that for the next 3D Mario game. No, just on Nintendo Switch 2. You don't need to do that for the Ocarina of Time remake or the next Mario Kart title, the next Animal Crossing. No, but for some of these smaller franchises, if you were going to make a new Punch-Out, it's another one that would benefit from just how much CPU and GPU processing power is needed to do a new Punch-Out. Probably not as much as this grand, huge open world Zelda game. So why not put it as a late-gen Nintendo Switch title and as an early Nintendo Switch 2 title? My thought on smaller franchises that have less of a chance of succeeding based off of the past, those are the ones that would be good to see come out on both.
I agree.
And then you roll it into films or have TV shows running adjacently.
So to give you a little bit more comfort, the live action right now, we have the live action Ninjago movie, the Lego movie is in works at Universal, right? They have their source here as well. And also the Lego movie right here. So you have Emmett over here. 3 live action Lego movies are in the works by Universal. Those are on the list, and they were announced kind of a day or two after this list got out. So there's a chance that in the coming weeks or maybe months, Nintendo will just do what they did with Zelda and say, "Hey, we're working with Universal on a new Star Fox or a new Pikmin movie," and just get that out there, right? As long as that's out there, this list means nothing. It's just there. We already know about that. But I don't believe if the list turns out to be real, we have those movies coming by elimination. Nintendo has a strong enough relationship with Illumination now after the Mario. It's a proven relationship that I don't think they will cancel it because of a list like this one. I think they'll just kind of try to get ahead of it. They'll get ahead of it and say, you know what, we are working with Illumination on a few projects. This project is Star Fox, and this project is Pikmin, right? we got the Mario movie already. 2 movies with Illumination. The Mario 1, Mario 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mario 1 it already has a release date. They have the Zelda coming on one side with Sony. Then we have 2 more movies with Illumination, which is Star Fox and Pikmin. And so they have this plan. And not only that, but the fact that this movie, the Star Fox franchise, is in Nintendo's minds as a movie, that means that there is currently probably a video game in the works that Nintendo is working on to release very soon to keep that franchise fresh on top of fans' minds before they go on and release the full length movie, right? What was the last Star Fox? Star Fox Zero?
10 years ago.
10, yeah.
Well, they need a new game. They need a new fresh game, either a really good remake or a remaster or a port or just a brand new game to keep that franchise kind of on the top of people's minds. And then when they release the movie, that franchise is going to explode too. You know, that's going to bring a whole new audience, like you just said, with the toys and kids. Dad, I want. Can you give me the news? The Star Fox game, because my little nephew, before Mario movie came out, he was pretty young, but after the movie came out, he's obsessed with Luigi from Mario. Luigi, everything. He wanted to get Luigi's Mansion, not Mario, Luigi's Mansion, and he knew about Luigi because he found Luigi super hilarious. So he knew about Luigi through the Mario movie. And so right now he has like his own Luigi thing going on with he's playing Luigi's Mansion too. You know,
that's cool.
He's he's only 6 years old. He's 6 years old. And so
good game to get into.
Yeah. So let me put this out there for you guys. What are your thoughts on this list? We got a couple movies already confirmed that are out there, like the Lego ones. And of course, the release date for the Mario movie. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on these movies you guys didn't know about?
I just wanted to say it has nothing to do with that specifically, but I just Googled the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and it has a question block, and you can click it.
Really?
Yeah. I got distracted by it, but you can click it, and you have the coin, coin sound. It's so hilarious.
You mean on the Google website?
Yeah. Just there it is.
It does.
Click it.
Wow. Come on.
And it gives you points. I'm like, what?
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
we can.
That reminds me. Mike, we're looking at your screen right now, right? Or is that Lilly taking control?
Oh no, it's his screen. Yeah.
Mike, you know about this one, right? In that Google taskbar, type in "do a barrel roll."
Here?
Yeah.
Do
barrel
roll.
I hit enter.
What?
Yes, do a barrel.
Art Fox.
What the heck?
How awesome is that?
What the heck? Let me go ahead and do this.
Now I have to try it.
I know.
Do a barrel.
And when I go ahead and put a Star Fox movie.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering about that now that you mentioned it, Mike, and I wanted to task Paul, our numbers guy, to give us the answer. But I'm pretty sure that even though Mario, like Super Mario games, were a hit already, and a lot of people actually bought Super Mario, I'm pretty sure that actually
boosted sales.
Got boosted sales, right?
Yeah.
For Mario games overall.
Yeah, it did.
So I kind of have a feeling that that's the way that they want to, revive Star Fox as a franchise. They want to bring it back.
Yeah.
And to your point as well, Mike, I feel like, kids that watch the Super Mario movie are going to be teenagers by then, if that happened, right? Or if it's going to take a bit of time, because I don't think that they're going to have it like within 2 years. Probably it's going to be like 3 or 4 years.
Which one?
They have it ready.
The
Star Fox.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that's like more like 2027, 29 maybe.
Yeah. So I feel like they're kind of planning this very carefully as to, kind of get the sales up on those games that are kind of forgotten in a way.
Maybe they are already gonna lay the ground on it, right?
Yeah.
Now, and doing the preliminary work.
Build the hype.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Illumination is probably getting their studio ready, and getting people who are going to work on it. Maybe just kind of laying the ground, doing the storyboards and all that stuff, getting it ready. Maybe writing the script. Who knows where they are in production? We'll know once they announce it. But it's awesome for Nintendo fans, and it's all leading one way. Nintendo is killing it.
Yeah.
Nintendo's killing it on all sides, like video games. Like Paul said, theme parks. We got the movies. I mean, we got
merch.
Our Larmo now. Larmo. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a watch, like Zach was hinting at. And Nintendo's gonna get, probably make a little brain implant, like
I don't want that.
the Nintendo plant. The Nintendo plant.
Wait, is it like a piranha plant and it sings to you?
Maybe.
Oh, like in
I can
Mario
dig that.
Wonder.
Now at
I
the
can
home
dig
and
that.
gardening section at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, check out the piranha plant. You plant it in the ground, and when you walk by it, chomp, 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 chomp.
I actually had a little thing for the channel. I was gonna buy. I actually bought the plant pot, right, but within the Mario pipe form, and then I was gonna take the fly eaters. What do you call that? Those fly eaters plants?
Venus flytrap.
Venus flytraps. I was gonna plant them in there, and then kind of have it grow throughout the channel, but it died.
Aw, there
Wait a
goes
minute.
the plan.
Wait a minute. To go with Paul's idea, I like that idea because we get a piranha. Nintendo makes a piranha plant that when you walk by, that it like you put it in your backyard and it sings as it actually eats weeds.
No.
And it actually chomps up the weeds. No, you don't want weeds in your backyard. And if you have a homeowners association, they'll make you cut them anyway.
I'm the only one who did not know about the barrel roll thing.
The barrel.
I didn't know that it did that. I did, but I've never looked up that specific phrase. I just know
Is it
Star Fox.
I was like so fascinated by the little question block that I just want to keep pressing it.
Yeah, I think if you Google just Pac-Man, you can like play Pac-Man right at the top.
Oh yeah,
of it.
I
Yes.
did that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that one. That was pretty cool.
And also, I mean, don't forget that that quote. It's from Star Fox. The barrel.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, you did not know that? I feel so offended.
I'm not really a big Star Fox.
I am offended.
Do a barrel roll.
The barrel. Yeah.
I'm not a big Star Fox fan. I'm not
You
yet.
gotta be.
You will become one.
You will.
Yeah,
You will
I
be.
will be, but I'm not just yet. It's like Metroid. I played Metroid at NES. I didn't think much of it. I think it was
Good
just a
thing you
game, right? And then I played Metroid Dread. I love Metroid Dread. I did like a little scary review on it. And then I'm playing Metroid Prime Remaster now, and I'm looking forward to the remakes or the remasters for 2 and 3, and then get ready for 4. Right? So it's like,
Getting there.
And then he still has to get into Zelda.
All
and,
the Zelda games. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
still have to do, and then we have to quiz you to confirm your Zelda card.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're not gonna pass the test.
Yeah.
Well, I passed. Well, I already played Zelda 1. I just replayed it because I want to get my mindset into a top-down Zelda game, since I'm gonna go ahead and do the top-down ones, and then there are no. I've already played all the 3D Zeldas. I still have to finish Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna skip the
Twilight Princess.
Ugly Moon one. Twilight Princess.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
So, any last thoughts on movie wise before we go into our Q&A section and go ahead and answer as many questions as we can? By the way, go ahead and put your question down now, and one of our amazing and beautiful cast members will start your question so that we can go ahead and read it in the podcast. So, Q&A starting now. Anybody else last thoughts on the movie thingy?
Yeah, I don't think it's real.
Starts.
Oh, Zach just went in hot.
And guess what? That is more than okay. I'm gonna say I think it's
valid.
So the only thing I can find from it is like the
Well,
screenshot that you have, but like on Twitter, like who originally shared it is what I'm trying to figure out right now.
I'm unaware to share. I'm on not in the liberty to share that information.
So what I'm seeing, the oldest one I can find, unless I'm wrong, is from an account called D001 Dogman Hype.
Right.
This is the one that keeps getting quoted, and it's the oldest one I can find. And Dogman Hype is some dude whose profile says he's a Minions fan. And so it could be real, but I'm just as far as discussion on it goes.
Yeah, the way that this is the thing. I don't bring just anything on the podcast that some guy put out there. Yes, he shared it, but I also have my sources where I can confirm things. I got people in the movie industry that I went to school with at Full Sail. You guys can look it up, Full Sail University, including my film teacher. And I passed it through them. Some of them said, some of them are what they can confirm. The majority of them are accurate. The majority of them are accurate. So I'm basing, okay, so we have already about 12 to 15 movies in the list are accurate. So I'm like, okay, so then the rest have to be. So
okay, so you're saying you have insider information that you're not at liberty to share.
I do have insider information. Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, in that case, then it's probably real.
Yeah.
I guess nothing that we haven't been discussing here. I think that every time or ever since we kind of knew that we were gonna get a Super Mario movie, we knew that the Nintendo Cinematic Universe was gonna happen.
Obviously, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah.
So, and also it's building up to Super Smash Brothers. Let's go.
Yeah. So what does the ARMS movie look like?
I just feel like the waving arm.
I'm dead serious. Like, what does the ARMS movie look like?
Wacky waving arm, two man is like this.
Not Family Guy, bruh. No, because I can see how Splatoon will work. Yeah. I can see that. In fact, I think Splatoon will be an amazing good movie, a really good family movie. I can really see that, and I'm not just saying that because I like Splatoon. Because I'll be honest, I play Splatoon for the multiplayer, not necessarily for the story. Forgive me, y'all, but I can see that being a really good movie. I wonder what ARMS would look like. I guess my whole concern is we're in a post Marvel world, and we did the big Avengers thing, and all the Avengers come together and all that other stuff. So I kind of feel like, I mean, we're probably years down the line from that, but I feel like Smash Bros would kind of be the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be like because I when I was playing The Legend of Zelda, I figured out how Zelda and Mario could actually meet, and it's because in the first Zelda movie, there is a little flute that takes you from dungeon to dungeon, right? That's the same exact flute with the same exact sound in Super Mario Bros. 3. And it's like the same exact thing. Well, it takes you from kingdom to kingdom in Super Mario Bros. 3, but in the Zelda movie, it takes you from from dungeon to dungeon. Same flute.
Oh, you're talking about those secret shortcuts like through the forest.
Yeah.
You
have to find those little flutes in Mario 3, and they're in they're different places, like in World Number 3, things like that. It's the same exact flute with the same exact. So I'm saying that flute they can incorporate into the movie, and then either in Zelda can find it, or Link, or even Mario can find it, and all of a sudden they meet somewhere, and they can That's my.
And then I want a Bayonetta movie. And then I want. Let's just go down the list here. What we got over here? Let's see here. Let's go. We already getting a Zelda movie, a Mario movie. I want a Bayonetta movie. Let's do an Octopath Traveler movie. If it's on Nintendo, I want a movie for it. Let me direct it, Nintendo, for the love of God.
A Punch-Out elimination movie would be hilarious.
No, that could work because. What was Punch-Out on Wii? Punch-Out is an excellent game. But Punch-Out on Wii,
they could have fun with that.
Yeah, they can.
What Paul said, everything that Paul said, because Mario I can just see that being hilarious.
Yeah, and Mario could be the little referee.
Mario, thank you for coming to see me fight. I'm the referee.
When I was doing my analysis on the Super Mario Bros. Movie after seeing it, when I did, one of the thoughts was, how could you incorporate this? Because we saw the little arcade, we saw the pizza parlor, we saw that there's like a little R-wing on top of the TV, and we saw that different things exist from the Nintendo world. And I was like, you know what? How you could segue into Punch-Out is following the events of the movie. Mario and Luigi are in the Mushroom Kingdom. They come back to Brooklyn once in a while. They see a tournament and they need a referee, and Mario hops out of the audience and is like, I'll be the ref, and he puts on the referee costume, and like there's how you could like have a little bit of a Little Mac tie-in, and then you introduce Little Mac and stuff in the Mario movie sequel and that fun bit, and then that sets up the future foundation for a Punch-Out movie. Just a funny little thought, but Nintendo could do so much, and I think even in a post-Avengers world, Nintendo, Illumination, the right partners could find a way how to make it unique, because I love superheroes, but Nintendo's characters aren't superheroes. Yet they have the mass market popularity of the superheroes, so they have the opportunity to take one of the few final series worth of franchises under one roof and do something amazing with it that isn't superhero. Because how many different companies could do that and have the same success as Marvel or DC? Not too many, because things are done independently. Like, would you be super excited to see SpongeBob and Ninja Turtles crossover? Maybe, maybe not, but probably more people would say, oh, Superman and Batman, or more people would say Spider-Man and Wolverine. But there's a big enough market out there for Nintendo that in Nintendo, yeah, absolutely, done right, Link and Fox and Mario and Kirby, like eventually, take your time. We live in such a cool time that, dang, if 7, 10, 15, 20-year-old me from X amount of years ago knew that one day this is where we would be at with parks and movies and coming out, like that. See, and that goes back to why you gotta exercise, because you don't want to enjoy this stuff until you're 80. You want to enjoy this stuff until you're like 100.
Yeah.
Paul's right.
To add to that, one thing that I said on the channel, one of my videos when I first brought this up, is that I don't worry about what Marvel did, and I don't worry about what the superhero genre is, because this is its own thing. This is the beginning of its own thing. Video game inspired movies or adaptations of movies, which they tried back in the 90s, didn't work out so well. You know what I mean? Right now we have some hit and misses, but at least when it comes to Nintendo, its first movie was a major hit, right? And so we expect the same thing from Nintendo with The Legend of Zelda, and of course the Mario movie too. And then of course any movie that comes after that. This is I feel that this is the best time, just like Paul said, because of the theme parks, because of how great Nintendo is doing with 140 some million current users on Nintendo Switch. They already have those fans secured to watch the movies. Now they have the mass market to kind of extend to. So yeah, I don't see it as a Marvel movie, even if they want to do like a little similar thing, just kind of pay homage to what they've done in the past. It's its own thing. It's the Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
NCU.
The NCU.
It's the NCU. It already rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just want to know a little bit more about the Zelda movie. I don't even care if I know about the cast.
Yeah.
Give me a trailer of whoever plays Link.
Yeah.
Whoever plays Link. Just give us
a poster of Hyrule from the movie before the end of this year. You don't have to have any shot of Link or anybody else in it. No actor reveal yet. Just the title, or even not the full title, just Zelda. Yeah. Or I don't even need the word. But I would like to know. But just a poster of what does Hyrule look like in this movie. I want to see that grassy field, that side of Hyrule Temple, that vision. And it sounds silly, like, dude, you'd be excited of a grass field with a tree?
Yes.
Yeah, because I know they're going to use art from the games as inspiration, and I want to see a little pot. I want to see what does the vision of that crate and that box look like, because then I'm going to be more and more hyped up. So
Listen,
a picture alone would do me.
But wait,
good.
I had to throw this in here because Paul picked a part of that right out of my brain. Get out of my brain, Paul. No, but just for the perfect teaser, they're like, it's Game Awards. It's already such a huge audience. All we need is like, remember that shot from Breath of the Wild where the camera's panning back and you just see Link on the rock kind of looking over the little field or something like that. That's all we need. That's it. That's it. Or if they do the Twilight Princess thing when they revealed Twilight Princess before they knew it was called Twilight Princess, we just see Link going across the Hylian Bridge on Epona. That's it. I'll cry.
I don't think we're gonna see anything before we know the cast. So I think the first thing we're gonna know is who is playing Link, who's playing Zelda, and people kind of talk about Switch 2 due to the meeting that's coming up. I think that there's a better chance we hear about the Zelda movie because it's already announced in development. Wes Ball is currently in production of it already. He's in the movie now. He's like exploring Hyrule, and so with this fiscal meeting coming up, that's part of it. That is part of Nintendo's financing and the part of their future projections because that'll influence the video games moving forward. So they might even. I think that has a better possibility of happening. Giving us like a little mini 10-minute direct just to announce the Legend of Zelda cast movie than Nintendo Switch 2 being announced this year, although it could also happen.
I got a pretty good. Oh, sorry, Joycey.
No, just give me just that little bit, because that tells us nothing about the story. It tells us nothing. It just tells us, we're working on it. That's all. But that's all we need to keep us, sated, I guess, for a while.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So picture this: Nintendo posts on Twitter a poster, but the poster, there's nothing on it at all except for 5 jars on the ground. Like you just see some grass, you see 5 jars. The next day, they post another poster. It's the exact same thing, but you see one of the jars is shattered. The next day, they post another one. Another jar shattered, and there's a rupee floating.
Yes!
The next day, they post another one. Another one shattered. Maybe there's an ocarina. And then finally, on the last, there's 1 jar left, and they just have all the shattered ones. They post the final poster. A jar shattered, and there's the Triforce logo with a date underneath it.
I'll take that.
That'd be cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that'll be
I'll take
good.
it.
Yeah.
Dear Nintendo, let us do your marketing. Just the fun part of the marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and take it over to Lily for the Q&A.
Yay, Lily.
For the Q&A, I guess the question that everybody has been asking, I'm sorry, Zach, I'm just going to say it. Christopher's asking, is it hot in your mask?
Yeah, it's a little warm. It's more so just
Crispy.
very scratchy. So this is authentic from an alley in Mexico. So that means the quality is not the best. So
From an alley.
this is from a street market in an alley. So yeah, so because of that, that's as authentic as it gets, but that also means it is very scratchy and
Who knows
made.
what drawers were used to make that mask?
Yes.
Feel free to take it off.
No, I'm committed to the bit.
So the Spanish word for alley is callejón.
Yeah.
So they bought it at the callejón. And also, Alisa was asking that question, like, Zach, is that a mask uncomfortable? I think you already answered that question, but if you want to give more detail.
Scratchy.
Scratchy.
Or is it just like slowly moves up? So like I'll pull it down, and then it's just like after a while, it's just like right up on my nose, like just like someone's pulling me from behind. And I'm just like,
it's just like my wig. You can't really tell, but it's kind of going back a little bit, so I need to drag it a little bit forward and pull it a little bit. Yeah.
I feel like to have any expression, I have to just like pucker my lips and stick them through the mouth hole, just like.
I think that's what Rey Mysterio does. He has like a big giant open like mouth here.
Yep. Well, thank you very much both for your questions. There's another one from Christopher, but this one at what point that does the market reach total saturations for the Switch? Everyone that wants a Switch probably has one or two or three. I would love to hear Tommy's thoughts on the business side of this. So this goes to Paul.
So I actually at some point in the podcast, I could go over it again so everyone could hear, but I did type out like a massive paragraph to Christopher, tagging him in one after another. So the long story, because that took a while to type out, so it'll probably take just as much time to talk.
Very short.
I think I've always said it, and some people see it, and some people think I'm crazy, but I've said it since probably a year in. I just saw the trajectory of Nintendo Switch, and I said, this system has got a peak of between, a range of 160 to 210. It was doing things unlike any other platform has done before. It was satisfying two markets at once. If you looked at every past Nintendo generation, the vast majority of them do hit 100 million because they've always had a home console and a portable console at the same time. And when you combine those up, they almost always hit 100 million. The only time they didn't was Wii U and 3DS and NES, because that NES, aka Famicom, they didn't have a parallel system. But every other generation, they hit 100. So anyways, I came up with this 160 to 210. And part of that is based off of, especially the long version, that 210, is based on a few big what-ifs. And I mean, I don't mind talking longer, but it'll be a little bit too much. But it's based on several ifs, a China factor included, an India factor included, a bottom price eventually being $100 included, a player's choice line permanently at 30, a supported line of, manufacturing has to be open. There's some more stuff to it, but yeah, I'm still on that same 150 to 210, which is wild, but we'll see how close I get.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that question. Boom Mini just sent us a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. What are 3 to 5 games to each of you have on your backlog? 3 to 5?
My God.
Oh, boy.
She doesn't want us to go all night. That's why she only asked 3 to 5.
Yeah, mine is the easiest. I'll just mention that it's really easy. Watch. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Metroid Prime Remaster. What is the one with the dragons?
Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
What dragons?
Monster Hunter Rise. That one.
There you go.
It hasn't come out yet. Oh wait, yeah. The Wilds is the one that's not coming.
Monster Hunter Rise, and then I also own Monster Hunter Stories. That's also in my backlog. I also own. I actually there's more games in my backlog there than that question broke me. I'm sorry, Rumini. I'm broken now.
No worries. I think 3 it's a lot, but I'm just define backlog, because is it something that you still haven't really played at all? Like it still hasn't been open yet, or is it something that you have not finished?
Yeah, you purchased and haven't played, or you purchased and haven't finished, and you're gonna kind of
So I haven't finished Paper Mario ever since I got it. I haven't really had time to finish it. The other one that I have not finished are the 2 Oracle games that I'm currently playing. So Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. That's 3 for me so far. Who's next?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's not
what happened during my Knuckle thing.
Oh, yeah, that one also.
Princess Peach Showtime also happened during my Knuckle thing.
Yeah, just raise your hand. Just mention a lot, and you raise your hand if it's in the backlog.
That's right. Yeah, that would be.
Have a drink. Have a drink.
Then, unrelated to the Knuckle, just happened to be during a busy time that it got lost. Super Mario RPG. But I feel less bad because I played Super Mario RPG back on the SNES. I didn't replay it in like 25 years or whatever that time was. So for me, it was largely re-experiencing things new because it's not one of those games that I played over and over and over again, but just once. So I was re-enjoying my new first time, my second first time playing, the remake, because I was like, oh, this is familiar, but I don't remember every nuance, so it's cool. So that's a backlog title that I'm like, I eventually want to finish it. So there's 3.
Next.
I gotta go with Mario Tennis Aces. Started it and played for like 2 days and then hadn't picked it up since. Just got distracted. I gotta go with Final Fantasy VII also. And then any of the old Animal Crossings because I never played them until New Horizons.
You know what? I can actually say I played all the Animal Crossings and I've actually completed all the Animal Crossings. Yay!
Proud.
Nice.
Super fan. Super fan.
Yeah, forget about Zelda. Super fan.
Oh no. What about you, Tracy?
You're not off the hook that easy, Mike. I got a lot. Cereza and the Lost Demon, I still haven't played it. It still has the plastic on it. Haven't played it, but it is on top of the pile. I still haven't played Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and I still haven't played Prince of Persia. I think it was the Lost Crown. Yeah, the Lost Crown. I still haven't played that either. These are games that literally still have the plastic on them.
I raised my hand for all your selections because I own them all.
Yes, these are games I do own. I do own them, so I will eventually play them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I raised my hand because I also own all those games. And I did not play them. They're there. I will once when I'm old.
Oh my, we got another super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love this question.
What game made you fall in love with gaming?
Oh man.
Who wants to start?
I will.
Go
ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I'm gonna say the reason why this channel exists is because I went to Puerto Rico with my family for the first time when I was 9 years old. It was a scary place for me. New language. I was born in Boston, and out of the blue on a rainy day, my dad came from selling the house with a brown box and the NES and Super Mario on it. That's the first time I met Mario. Mario has been my guy ever since, and that's why I have my channel today. So I'm gonna say Mario, yeah. And I still have my memories of my dad. Kind of these we spent all night, literally around the clock until we beat it. And the best memory is like, Dad, if you jump through that hole, you'll beat the game. Because I was always Luigi. And so when I can play, I'm like, if you jump through that hole, you get to the end.
Oh my!
He'll jump through it. It was hilarious.
Go ahead, Joycey.
Okay, so those who are not familiar, when I was really small, about 6 years old, I think at the time, the NES was out, and I didn't know where gifts came from. Things just appeared in my room. So my first game, of course, was Super Mario Bros. And then I played, of course, the original Zelda. And Zelda interested me because I couldn't figure it out. I'm 6 years old. There's no guides no real guides back in the day, like step for step, all that sort of thing. It took me years to beat that game. But the one that did it for me was A Link to the Past. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing with my life. Okay, I understand. And I was about 10 years old. And the moment that did it for me in A Link to the Past, those who don't know, because this is the first time Zelda had this formula. It was like the first 3 temples. I beat Aghanim. Spoiler for like a 40-year-old game. I beat Aghanim, and in my 10-year-old self, I'm like, I was so proud of myself because I beat a game all by myself. I'm a big girl, blah, 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 blah. And only to be taken to the dark world and find out there's 9 more temples. And I was so excited. And I cried at the same time because I was like, what do you mean it's not done? But thank God there's more game. I'm so excited. So, yeah, it was Zelda that did it for me.
Yep. For me, I'm going to say that my first game was the original Super Mario Brothers. My dad bought an NES. That was the one we had back home. It was a couple of years after it got released. Like, usually in Mexico, we were getting the consoles very late. The other thing for me was the language barrier. So English is not my first language. It's not my native language. Therefore, it was very, very difficult, very hard for me to play games where I need to read because by that time I was learning English only. So I was only able to speak Spanish, my native language, right? So the Zelda Ocarina of Time really pushed me to my limits because I wanted to know everything of the story. That's the game that really hooked me ever since I, set foot in Hyrule Field. That was it. And also I wanted to know everything about the game. So that really motivated me to, hey, we don't really have this in Spanish because in Mexico, we only had the English version, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We never actually had the ones from Spain or anything like that. So yeah, that was it. We didn't have more. And that's really what started me on gaming. That's how I got started.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. I honestly can't think of like what would have started me gaming. Like,
come on, you're the youngest of us. Of course you will remember.
Back as my memories go, I was playing video games. And because I was the youngest sibling, we already had the Nintendo and Super Nintendo. So I just remember putting Kirby in and playing Kirby and putting Mario in and playing Mario and putting Donkey Kong Country 2 in and playing that one. I had to borrow from my cousin. Oh wait, no, I had that one. But like I just remember putting these games, and I remember my best friend Frank from preschool. We were 4 years old when we first met. Him coming over to my house and bringing his Nintendo games, and Frank is my Nintendo national champion, by the way. And so like
Frank. I'll say shout out to Frank.
Right, shout out to Frank. And so yeah, I would specifically just say Nintendo because at the time I did have Sega. I don't remember playing it too much, but I would just say Nintendo, and the games that they created are what founded my love for gaming.
So I'm actually on the same boat right now. Like, it's not even snowing here in Canada yet, but it's hot. But Nintendo.
Yeah, I would just say Nintendo as a whole.
Yep. I guess it's more like the experience.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
Super Mario Brothers before I got my NES, because I got my NES for my 6th birthday in 1989, but I played it for the first time in 87, and that's what turned me into a gamer for life. I fell in love. I had that dun 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 dun, so catchy, so therapeutic. Mine came with the zapper gun, so playing Duck Hunt, really cool at the TV. I liked toys. I'm still a toy guy. I like squirt guns. I like outside activities, but the zapper gun with Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers, in particular Mario, I was obsessed with. Back in the day we had instruction booklets, reading the back of the box, flipping through the booklet, and reading who is Koopa and Princess Peach and the different characters, and look at the unique little pieces of artwork. Seeing my cousins play, and looking at early issues of Nintendo Power and Game Pro and Electronic Gaming Monthly, and yeah, Super Mario Brothers was it. There are some other very meaningful games that came later, but they did come later. But Street Fighter was also another one in that 1987 time period in the arcades. But Street Fighter 2 was like that next big love, and Super Mario World, and then the list just goes on. But yeah, it started with NES. So it is possible that I played other games before Super Mario Brothers, but like so early on, like could it have been sitting at an arcade or like in a Pizza Hut and playing a little something that was there? Maybe, but you have fewer memories like in that sub 3-year-old category. So I got to give it to Mario in 87.
Yep.
Pizza Hut in the 80s was the best.
Pizza in the 80s?
That's the peak Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, yeah.
You can go to a website. I think it's buildings that used to. It might be a Twitter page too. Buildings that used to be a Pizza Hut, and you can tell because of the hat roof. And it's like dollar stores now. Like they're just all these other things.
My house is a Pizza Hut.
No, we still have one on the original.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we still. I should have picture on Twitter. We still have one right here, 2 minutes away, in the original building, and they still do the buffet since the 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
They're building new
that's
ones
nice.
that look like the originals again, and they're bringing the
That's cool.
buffets back. They're calling them Pizza Hut Classics.
Mm,
Really?
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. What's old is new again, you know?
Yeah.
It happens
Yeah,
with
pretty much.
styles and clothing, and it happens with, you know, our culture of popularity and pop stuff. Like, yeah.
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 But thank you very much for that question, Jacob. We truly appreciate that. And he also shared with us that his favorite was Championship Pro AM or ARM, AM for Sega. That was his favorite, or the one that he started. Like, I was very young and couldn't believe that I was playing. Aw, so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right. I guess this is gonna be a very easy question for you, Paul. As always, Bumini is asking. If you have a coffee date with Onuma, just for the question of, are we gonna get Ocarina of Time remake, and let him know that there's only one response that you can give to that is yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna add to that. You also have to let them know they have to do Majora's Mask as well, because they do Ocarina of Time. They got to do Majora's Mask too.
They come together.
Yes, it's a package deal.
Can they give her the moon?
No,
No.
stop being scared, Mike.
Can they make it less scary?
No,
No.
because that's the point. You have. You know, it's so funny, Mike. You really can't judge a book by its cover, because that is a game for you. No, but listen, that is the game for you because of the emotional part of it. That's what drives you, and it's a good thing. There's a lot of emotion in that game.
Okay.
I have a somewhat serious response to Boo Mini. I mean,
so you had tea with Onuma, not coffee.
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna say
just
yes. I
kidding.
will eventually pack myself in one of my cardboard boxes and ship myself out to Redmond, Washington, and be like, surprise, let's do Ocarina together and Majora together. But what I will also be doing is, because I mentioned this earlier, but I do have my ticket for the Game Awards, so I will be going
Nice.
December 12th. So if I do meet Mr. Aonuma, yes, I will live stream my conversation with him about this project. So I got my ticket confirmation today.
Okay.
Or at least have Jeff tell him, or at least talk to Doug.
So I'll just be like, Mr. Aonuma, come over here. So we got to do this Ocarina remake together, okay?
Can you speak Japanese?
No, but I've been talking with him in the past, but with his English that he knows far more than my Japanese, because the Japanese I know is purely martial arts based. That
would have been funny.
I can speak in martial arts lingo.
Yeah.
But I don't have my normal Japanese conversation, but there's always a translator or something.
Lily, don't you said you speak Japanese?
No, well, I only know how to say my name, or ask for the time or something like that. So, but yeah,
I know the stuff that's not viable in normal conversation. Gyakuzuki, reverse punch, Maigiri, front snap kick.
Don't say that. He'll think you're threatening him.
I know it in Korean. I know it in Korean because I do Taekwondo, so it's Korean.
Aramaki, Onbon Chigiri, Okimaki.
これは Lilly Hyrule さん
私はリリアナカラバヨです。はじめまして。
What is your deal?
We just dropped a whole bunch of mixed languages and it's all much more based in
Now Spanish. Hola, buenas tardes, buenas noches. ¿Cómo están?
It's called Mignonese.
Just bring your Google translator. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
You saw Mark Zuckerberg do his chat, having a conversation with someone in Spanish, and he just asked him a conversation, and it live reactively played to the other guy. The other guy spoke in Spanish, and live right back to English, like boom, ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a cell phone that can do that. I think it was Samsung or something.
Yeah. Technology is getting sweet.
Yeah, the Pixel Buds for Google can do that.
Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is really cool is trackers picking up sign language and putting that into
text to audio.
And audio into like seeing through a glass lens of like what does the sign language look like? What would it look like via these digital hands based off of what that person's saying? Like,
I know
cooler with stuff.
I know sign language because I work with special needs, so I know some sign language. Like you gotta go to the bathroom.
I feel that's something that needs to be everybody needs to learn it.
I think so
in
too.
school.
I think so too.
If there was one thing I wish, I know why it doesn't work like this, because different cultures have different signs, like boy is this and girl is this, like from cap for a boy and girl for like bonnet in English, but in a different culture, it's like, nah, there's nothing, there's the baseball cap, there is no baseball cap where we are from. That's not it.
Yeah, makes sense.
How beautiful would it be if sign language, maybe there is one, there could be, but one universal sign language that you could learn. Wow, how powerful that would be, because a whole entire world could connect together that already has a little bit more of difficult of a time in connecting. Like how powerful of a language that would be, and how motivating would it be for, others to, and like that would be awesome. I don't know if there is a universal sign language, so that could be.
Yeah, the most at least common sign language here we have is ASL, which is American Sign Language.
Because I have deaf students too, and like, usually they have a combination of being able to read your lips, but also we have a sign language interpreter. So while I'm talking, looking at my student, the sign language interpreter is, conveying to them and back and forth, and it works. But like, there's more that still could be done in making everybody feel.
And I know this is going to be a very long conversation, but I hope that someday we get more accessibility on Nintendo games. I feel that's
a good point.
Something that we really need to get.
Sure. I mean, I think Elon Musk is working on it, so we don't have to worry about that.
Not if you look at the latest update. He may not be.
What's the latest update?
Moving on.
Moving on. All right, next question.
I'll tell you
So, Power Mad UK. Thank you very much for your question. This is for Mike. When do you think the Firefox movie will come out? I think it's a kind of a local joke or something.
Yeah, I call it Firefox.
Well, he asked that question.
Right? I call it Firefox many times, and like, it's a joke. It's a inside joke. But to answer the question, Firefox movie, I think it's coming out pretty soon. It's going to be about a browser people use. And then the Star Fox movie, I can give you a hint. I think Zelda is going to be 26, 27, and then if Mario is going to be 26, they probably, if they time it right, they can release a movie per year, making one in 26, 27, 28, and 29. And so from like to now, 2026 to 2030, they can be launching one movie per year if they have different teams working on it. Because I know it takes about 3 years to make it. 3 years to make it like a movie for Pixar, depending on technology. Because who knows where technology is going to be now with AI, right? They can do a lot of assets in AI, create the world at least where they live, and then just focus on the animation itself. So who knows? I think I'll say 2026 to 2030. Nintendo will be like on a releasing movie schedule, including the Zelda movie. Just to answer that with Firefox.
Okay. Thank you so much. There's also another question that relates to the Switch and also the Nintendo Music app.
Yeah.
So could the Switch or successor have Nintendo Music too?
Yeah, the video that I spoke about, I said earlier in the podcast, I said that we have Nintendo Music, but I feel Nintendo's also going to incorporate Nintendo Music into Switch 2, so that you have the app on Switch 2 to listen, but you can also add it as a background music to your home game with those songs playing. So you can actually while you kind of go through the eShop, you can have music playing in the background and so on and so on. Yeah,
and you have the Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, the membership already logged in and everything, so it will be a very, very smooth transition between the apps.
Yep.
I agree. Anybody else want to add? Nope.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I say yes. Approves.
Don't get me going, because that's the shortest answer I've ever given on this podcast.
Yes. Moving on. Boomini, I think that she's asking also a kind of a question. It's
another
like,
answer.
Can I answer that one? Can I answer?
Is Prison Momoa going to be Ganondorf? That's all I want to know.
Yes.
Okay. Boomini, and I'm so super serial right now. Look up Joe Manganiello. If anybody who watched True Blood, about 10 years old now, he played Alcide. He played the shapeshifter / werewolf. Look him up. All we got, he's got the facial structure for it. It'll be a more handsome Ganon, but it's fine. Jason Momoa needs to play, in my opinion, one of the
Gorons.
No, he needs to play. I mean, it could work, but I wouldn't.
Rito.
No, let me
You
say
look
it.
like a bird already.
He needs to play one of the Sheikah.
Chica.
He has the skin. He has he can get the athletic fortitude. Because when he's not working, he just doesn't care about his diet or anything. He just does whatever. And so that's would be where I would put Jason. And I mean that in all serious. And if we were going with a little bit, well, not much older, I'm not calling anybody old here, but if we were going with an older cast, Charlize Theron, I'm not saying her last name right, but Charlize Theron, I would like her as Zelda's mom. She also has the facial features. She already has blonde hair and everything like that. That's no big deal. And also she can act her hiney off. So that's my thought process.
Jack Black as Ganondorf.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Joycey.
Blow my mind, Zach.
If we're making characters more handsome, we're gonna take
more handsome.
But if we're okay with that, we're gonna take Jason Momoa away from Ganondorf and put him at Girahim.
Jason Momoa is Girahim?
Mm-hmm.
He don't look like he played crazy well enough.
No.
Jim Carrey could be a good Girahim.
Jim Carrey could be a good Girahim. I think Girahim needs to be a little bit. Who's the dude from? He played Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. In fact, that was the only part of Batman vs Superman.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. I don't like him. He only has like one.
I think he could do it though. I don't know. He might be a little too old now. But I think he could do it because Girahim really needs to be played by a very versatile actor. So you do have a point, Mike. But I think he has the look.
Yeah,
because Girahim needs to be completely psycho, and you know he's psycho, but you can't pinpoint the thing that he says that's really psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of when you play Skyward Sword, Mike, or have you played it? Have you played Skyward Sword yet?
I have played Skyward Sword, yes.
Well, you know how
I have not beat it yet, but I played it.
But you've met Girahim, right?
Yeah, I did.
When you beat it, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. It's that really good slow descent into madness. It's really, really, it's a very well thought out character. I like Girahim. Mm. But anyway, yeah, that's my answer to that. Anybody else? Go for it.
I'll just stay with the Jason Momoa.
I know. I think about him too, honey. Next question.
And then we have our last question. Lucette, I'm not very sure if you're still with us, but welcome to the Nintopics podcast, by the way. Hi, this is my first time here. Is anyone a Yakuza, like a Dragon series fan?
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm debating on it,
and
especially if the rest come to Switch.
I am not a fan yet. I'm going to become a fan because I like what I see, and then that's my next game that I think I'm going to purchase because it looks really fun, and I like the story. I like the acting. The voice acting is really cool in that series. It's just like an really cool, fun game that it looks very fun. I've always been intrigued. I know this is a game, but I've always been intrigued by the Yakuza in history, in the fashion. And I just want to see how much of it they put in the video game. So it's one that I really want to look to play. I still have a whole bunch of games I need to play before that one because I have
the backlog.
Yeah, but eventually I will play that game. So yeah,
video games are going to be our retirement plan because that's probably when we'll have time to play.
I went to my daughter. I was like, put me in an old folks home. Just put a TV there in the console, and that's it. That's all I need.
No, you do. No, what you do is when you get older, you stay with your kids, but you get like one of those like in-house like apartments. So you still have your own. You and your wife have your own space, but you live with your kids still. And then you can just stay in your apartment with your wife, and y'all just chill, play video games for your retirement, and let your kids take care of you. That's good.
That's what we're doing right now. I'm selling this house. We're moving in a couple of weeks, and they're building. We're building a bigger house, and that bigger house has an in-law on it where my mother-in-law is going to live with us. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you can give the house to your kids one day when they get older and married off and everything. And then you can go stay in your mother-in-law's old place.
Listen, that's
just the way I think it should be.
This is not financial advice, but if your house has equity now, take advantage because it's all going to go away soon. You know? I'm selling my house, and with my equity alone, I'm purchasing the house cash without mortgage. Just down
beautiful.
Without a mortgage. So I'm gonna be free to buy all the games I want.
I approve this message. I also don't give financial advice, but that is a good idea.
Yeah. I give advice that if you have a drained pool, have me design you a mosaic for the inside of the pool because it's gonna make you happier. That's my advice.
Listen, Paul, when we get our house, it's gonna be paid off. And I am going to install an in-ground pool.
I'm gonna fly over there.
We're gonna,
and I'm gonna be like, Mike, what do you want? You want some Firefox in your pool?
Firefox, yes.
Logo off of the internet with a Firefox and Google Chrome right in the pool.
Times are so hard. Paul is really promoting himself to get another job. He will.
Yeah, there's a plug. There's a plug right there.
He will do concrete pool work for you. As an insurance agent, I really, really hope you have workers' comp. Okay. Anyway.
I gotta say, Joycey, with the retirement home plan, thinking a little too small because by the time we're retired, there's going to be competitive ranked retirement homes. And
good point.
Oh my!
No, I want to stay at the Nintendo old folks home because I think that since Nintendo basically built their entire gaming part on our backs, I think they had to have an entire a Nintendo retirement home, and it's just like all 80s babies and 90s kids and Gen Xers in there. That's just it. That's all they take. We would have the most lit Twilight years ever.
Nintendo should open up an insurance policy plan for the most hardcore of fans where you just blindly give Nintendo like $100 a year so that when you reach a certain age, you will be grandfathered into like whatever new console, whatever new game comes out, you'll just be fed it digitally like forever.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I actually like that.
Like $100 a year, your money's just going to fund Nintendo, but you'll eventually see it back. It is transferable upon passing away under a certain type of clause, but yeah.
It's like Social Security, except you'll actually receive the benefits.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay. So next week we're getting the Nintendo Fitness app, and like in 30 years we're getting the Nintendo Retirement app.
Yes.
We're going to start being able to pay money, and then be able to reap the rewards, like an ultimate loyalty plan. It's like earthquake insurance. You're paying earthquake insurance for all these years. Earthquake never happens, but when it happens, bam, you're covered. You're giving Nintendo this money, never seeing the rewards until you're old enough, and then boom, drip fed all those.
You can use your NSO.
Bam.
Since we have to be inclusive, we're gonna have also a Nintendo Diabetes app where we're gonna track your sugar, your blood sugar, okay, and your glucose at the same time.
And Dr. Mario could be tracking it.
And and then if you have your pills, your schedule, we're gonna have a scheduling app where Dr. Mario will say, "Hey, it's time to take your pills." Yahoo!
And the retirement home is totally like either like the Mushroom Kingdom side or the Hyrule Kingdom side, and like and I'll literally finally have a room at Zelda's castle.
What is it?
Like for real?
Oxycontin.
I'm telling you, Nintendo need to hire us for real. We know what we're talking about.
I just can't wait to pay for my rent with the Nintendo Switch Online coins from buying games digitally.
The official currency of gamers.
Use your platinum points to pay your rent.
And bills. Easy as that.
Nintendo insurance.
Oh my God.
Did we answer this question, or is this part of the answer?
No, actually, I brought it up because she brought it up, saying that she had a question.
Okay.
So Alisa, thank you so much for that question. Are we ever going to see Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, or Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64 on Nintendo Switch Online?
I will eventually. Good for 'em.
Yeah, I think. Oh well, yeah, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, and Nintendo. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna say yes. Yes.
I'm gonna say yes as well.
In less than a year. in less than.
Oh, even throwing time frame in there.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
But I also think that Nintendo's never gonna bring back Diddy Kong, but they're gonna add him to the next Mario Kart and his tracks too.
Nice.
Yep.
Look at that! Look at Zach.
Do it.
Look at
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, and 5. We're getting 4 sequels, guys. Don't take this from me, Mike. Don't take it from me. No, you know, if they were gonna bring it back, you know, they've had a few decades to do so.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm holding out hope.
Yes, never give up hope.
And
Journey on, my wayward son.
Hi.
Bye. You know, Boomini, when are we getting the Joycey J Zelda script storyline?
I don't think we're ever getting it because that's like under NDA with Joycey.
Yeah, it's my personal. Here's the reality, y'all. I wrote it for fun. I know I'm always joking. Nintendo would get a good story out of my script, but this is what I'll do. I'm going to discuss this with the podcast because we're on everybody's time here. So what I will do, I'll talk with Mike, and if we get a certain number of super chats, we'll either do it on podcast night. I'll read a chapter, or we'll do a different live stream or something of that nature.
Yeah.
I'll discuss it with the cast and see what they feel like because, and I'll do maybe a chapter every time we reach a certain amount of super chats.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds good, like a good plan.
Is the script divided with characters and their lines?
No, because I wrote it in story form.
Okay.
But can we? Maybe.
Yeah, because then we can all play a part.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We can try that. We'll see. We'll discuss. We'll discuss and we'll
internally.
And I think that'll be a fun thing.
That'll be a super fun thing. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Thank you.
Nintendo's gonna still try to DFCA me.
Yeah.
You can't use that idea. I'm sorry. I'll go ahead.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for your question, Boomini. That is all of our questions. Thank you, everybody who sent their questions. We truly appreciate you.
Question.
What? Which one?
Take a dress back.
What time is it? Is it morphin time?
He asked a very important question, which is why I just left real quick. And that is anybody excited to hear about Godzilla's 70th anniversary tomorrow and that they announced a new Godzilla movie?
Oh, yeah.
And all I gotta say is, I love Godzilla. This toy is from 1985.
I could tell.
I have had this for 39 years. This guy.
Wow.
Oh my!
You can sell it.
It survived your childhood, so that's already worth money.
It's a classic.
Man. On the bottom, Toho, 1985. Made in Hong Kong.
I wasn't even born in 1985.
I was 4 years old when that thing was made.
Oh my!
I love Godzilla -1. Such a good movie.
Yeah, it's such a good.
So good.
I loved it too.
I liked it too. Yeah.
Did you watch it in black and white, Paul?
I didn't. I watched it in color in theaters and then in color again on Netflix, but I didn't see the black and white one yet.
Yeah.
Did you?
I have not yet.
All you gotta do is just change the colors on your TV to black and white, like the menu, and then you can watch anything in black and white. You know, it's like little pro tip. Little pro tip. All right, friends. So guess what? That is the podcast for tonight. It is November 1st. It is almost November 2nd on my end.
Almost, yeah. 11:36 right now.
I think we had a lot of fun talking video games and just bringing up a bunch of crazy stuff. Yeah, I think by next podcast we'll have a good announcement to make. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this music because it's time for the party music to go on while we play Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, there's a smaller Godzilla. Oh,
that's
the one from Minus.
Well, what's wrong with his head though? Did it shrink? Did like Beetlejuice shrink it?
So this is the Godzilla from Godzilla versus Kong.
Mhm.
So he's modeled quite a bit different than like.
I like that one better. The head is more proportionate with the.
Yeah.
Like it looks like this guy can eat this guy's head. Like try to do it. Look. All of
Like, okay, like seriously though, in Bayonetta 3, there is a fight that is very much like that. And I am not exaggerating or joking. Paul hasn't played Bayonetta yet. I have to get him into it.
Me?
I thought you
played all the
had it.
Bayonettas.
Paul,
You
if
did?
you have a Shin Godzilla figurine,
my
bring
bad.
it to the next podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so
Shin Godzilla.
a Shin Godzilla.
A Shin
Yeah, see,
Godzilla
y'all can't
figurine. I have
y'all can't
another
trust us with
Godzilla.
nothing. Y'all can't trust us with nothing. We'll go all night.
For my birthday. So that's funny. That shows you my kids know what I like. When my wife says, "What do you want to get Daddy for his birthday?" Oh, Daddy would like this Godzilla toy. So I have a
There you
Godzilla toy that they picked me for my birthday.
Now we know what to get you then. Thank you for the insight.
Toys, T-shirts, like yeah.
One. I'm trying
Oh,
to turn this
Bayonetta's legit.
What are you doing, Mike?
I'm trying to turn it off. One, two,
Come
Ooh, anime phase, have fun.
on, let's go.
1, 2. Okay. All right. So I was looking for this because I think I'm gonna go ahead and then throw it out to the winner of the podcast for having that thing on throughout the entire podcast. Zach with his and Lily for her award-winning costume of The Legend of Zelda.
Yes. Very, very beautiful.
And Paul Gale is Chuck Norris / Tommy / Paul.
Also very beautiful.
And I lost because I couldn't. I just had to take it
And
off.
also Joycey for the NSO costume.
And
Yes, thank you.
Joycey is as Zelda on a horse right now. She's like,
I'm rocking the ponytail, y'all. I'm rocking the ponytail.
Yes, you are.
all right. So with that, that was a joke. I want to shoot it over to Zach Hendricks to let us know what you got going on and where can we find you?
Well, what I got going on, you can tell the podcast has been going on for 3 hours. My brain
I know,
shut
right?
off. What I got going on is I just got my stream setup finally complete. I got a new TV, and by new TV, I mean I repaired my old TV. And
Nice.
I got 2 new monitors and my teleprompter. And so I'm finally fully back, able to stream and all that good stuff. So next Friday, after the podcast, I will be streaming some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the viewers on my channel, Zach Hendricks Media. If you would like to join us, just watch the podcast and then
Nintopics after
play
show.
Smash.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new character.
Macho.
But no, that's pretty much it. Driving around the country to film some stuff this week. But besides that, nothing going on.
Sounds good. Let's move it over to Tommy Gale.
Well, over on X, if you are interested in the video game hardware and software sales for the past week in Japan, how well is Super Mario Party Jamboree doing? Check me out on X. Also, I forgot to mention this. Geez. If you like interesting video game art on YouTube, I just put up my 27th annual video game themed pumpkin carving. It's a tradition I've done every year from 1998 to present day. I've carved a video game themed pumpkin out of a Nintendo property closest to Halloween each year. And this year, my video and the pumpkin, of course, was of a Mario and Luigi brothership. So that's what I have going on YouTube.
All right. And, well, Paul hinted at the game that I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do it. I trust Nintendo. I respect Nintendo too much. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it over to Joycey J. How you doing, Joycey? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter because I will never call it X because that sounds like something naughty. And well, I guess Twitter itself is actually naughty. But I am there at DJ Joycey. I am just a crazy old lady who loves video games, and I'm also here on Friday nights on the Nintopics podcast.
All right. Thank you, Joycey. And going over to Princess Zelda / AKA Lilly from Hyrule. Hi, Lilly. What can we find you?
Thank you. Well, you can find me as Lilly Hyrule on YouTube, also on Instagram, and I do share a lot of my costumes and cosplays on Instagram as well. So before creating content or video game content, I was cosplaying, so that's why I kind of put a little bit more effort on my costumes. And it's very annoying that even though being cosplayers, we don't really know what to wear in Halloween. That is a fact. But anyways, I do have a video about the Nintendo Music app coming out on Sunday. So if anybody wants to learn, or if anybody wants to know a little bit more about the app, what kind of things you can find, the pros and cons, I'm actually going to have that video on Sunday afternoon. And also, I did release a bunch of videos a few weeks back. So I have the unboxing for Twilight Princess manga set. It's also on the channel. There's also another video that's coming up very soon. It has to do with Tears of the Kingdom. And also about the other videos that I put on the channel. There's another one that talks about all the other games that you can play as Princess Zelda, including non-canon ones. So it's very interesting. If you want to check it out, it's currently on my channel. And for the time being, streams are paused because I have a huge backlog of footage that I have to go through in order for me to publish those videos. So stay tuned for Echoes of Wisdom. It's definitely going to be out there. If you're interested in Let's Plays and stuff like that, you will be able to see them on my channel. But for the time being, I'm pausing the streams unless it's something important, like, I don't know, reaction to, a Nintendo direct or something like that. So that's something that you're definitely going to find on my channel. But that's me. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. And did I already go with the poll? Oh, not yet. Did I go to the poll? Did we go?
Paul, did you tell them where to find you and all that good stuff? I don't remember either, and it was like 10 seconds ago.
Was it
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Tommy or Chuck Norris, whatever you go by.
I think it's
what was going on, but I don't think I said my channel name at Paul the Gale Network on X, at Paul the Gale Network on YouTube.
All right, and let's take it over to Zach Attack Hendricks.
I went first.
Yep.
Oh, you did? Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Look at me. Joycey went, and did you go? You just went just now. I'm going nuts.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Ahead, Mike. It's your turn. Okay.
All right, my friend. So I guess it's my turn. Okay, so you can find me here at the Odyssey Monday through Friday. I am on the way to 60K, and I'm going to be giving away this thing.
No.
Yes.
No.
I realize that I'm a horrible collector, only because if I have a Nintendo Switch, I'm always thinking about somebody who doesn't have one. So I'm like, why would I have this in the box when it could be perfectly used by somebody out there enjoying it? And all that stuff. You know what? I'm gonna give away to one of my lucky subscribers. So yeah, once we get to 60K, that one I'm gonna give away this one.
I guess I'm gonna do my first giveaway when I reach 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah. So yeah. And also, I'll include a 12-month membership in there. So it's the 12 months of membership and stuff. All right. Besides that, we got the Nintendo Live Report starting very soon. I'll let you guys know when that will be starting. Nintendo Live Report right there. That is the new logo for the show. It's gonna be a live news show. A live news show. A live news show. A weekly news show with Nintendo Live News, right? And so the good thing about being live is that I can talk to you guys while I actually break the news to you and ask you a question at the end. And then towards the afternoon, I'll release a video based on that live stream, shorter, so for people who are want to just look at a condensed version of the show. And that way, it takes a lot less editing power.
Yeah, for sure.
And less straining on my eyes. So that's coming forward soon. Like I said, next week I'll talk more about what we have going on. I have an interview with Way Forward coming in T- when Tuesday is dropping. I'm going to be dropping the episode here on the Odyssey and also on the Indie Media channel. They dropped some exclusive information. I don't know why they did it, but they love it. They dropped an exclusive announcement for the podcast on a potential something about something that you'll find out in the podcast. And so shout out to Adam Tooney for that. And yeah, they said we're not gonna say anything until after the podcast airs. So thank you for that. We had a lot of fun. It's an hour interview, a lot of really good information. Very fun. We had a lot of fun. And so Tuesday, November 5th. That's election day, right?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also, Monday, the day of Nintendo's fiscal report is November 5th.
Monday,
unless you early voted.
Okay. Monday, November 4th is when I drop the podcast
there
here on the channel. And well, actually, how about Sunday? Sunday, nothing's going on Sunday, right? That is Sunday. I'll let you guys know. It'll be uploaded, and you'll see the little thingy that you guys can check it. We can live stream to that, and I have a lot of digital codes to give away that they gave us while that podcast is going. I'm gonna take Paul's idea from Indie Mania and just drop codes in the chat while that's going. So if you want to get a digital code for our game, you gotta be in the chat, and I will just drop codes randomly when that airs. Okay.
And since we don't have a confirmed date when Mike's doing that, make sure you are subscribed to Mike Odyssey and hit that bell.
Notifications. Make sure you're subscribed to everyone in the channel. Like let's get everyone here to anyone who is not at 5,000. Let's get them to 5,000. We can do that really fast.
Yes.
Like right now, let's get them to 5,000 and up. Actually, you know what? By the end of the year, let's get everybody to 10,000 subscribers. Can we do that? It'd be awesome. You guys can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because the video gets to 10,000 views, we can get it. We can do it. All right. Attack the backlog. How's it going, Legends? Hope you are well. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well as well.
Thank you. Attack the backlog. He's cool.
Yeah.
Because it reminds us that we have to attack the backlog, okay?
Retirement plan, y'all. Retirement plan.
It's too big, man. The backlog has defeated me. I give up.
Oh no.
The backlog plays me.
Yeah.
No, he didn't give up because we never give up.
No,
and we also, Joycey,
journey on.
There you go.
I'm bobbing my head. I promise.
That was pretty smooth. See, I did the transition thing.
Thank you, Zach.
Zach, you do a great job of everything. I love it.
That's definitely not true, but I'll take it.
No, well, I can only go based off of what I see here, so I just assume you're perfect at everything. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, my friends, thank you for showing up one more time to hang out with us. You know, here at the Nintopics Podcast. You guys have been amazing. Just, hope you guys have fun. Hope you guys had a good time here, like we do every Friday. We'll see you next Friday here at the Nintopics Podcast for another fun-filled night of video games and silliness and stuff, and Lucha Libre and Zelda and
wisdom,
Epona, and a lot of wisdom. While I look for the chat thingy, don't give up, no se rinda, and journey on. I don't know how to say it in Spanish.
That's a great question.
La jornada.
La jornada.
Oh, I love horchata.
Adios.
Buenas noches.
I know how to say that.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Joycey, you got to say the thing.
What thing?
Oh, Mike, I'm tired. I need to stream. I am tired.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Good night, guys.
Later.
Bye.